Today, I'm going to be taking on MLB Imperialism, but this won't be like other videos you've seen because we'll be starting with 90 teams, as I've included every AAA and AA team in the game on this map. And with this wheel picking what team we'll be playing each time, the very first wheel spin is going to end on a minor league team with the Frisco Rough Riders. Now, for who they'll be playing, I'll spin this wheel, and it looks like they're going to be taking on their MLB counterpart with the Texas Rangers. So if Frisco can win in a 3-inning game, they'll already have some of the largest territory in this video. While the Rangers would be unlucky with some perfect outs, they would be able to easily take down their own AA team still and claim that territory for their own. And this video won't be ending until there is just one team left. Since we still have a long way to go, let's quickly find out what team will be next, as it's landing on another minor league team this time, the Chattanooga Lookouts, who are surrounded by other minor league teams. So it looks like they're going to be taking on the Nashville Sounds. And Nashville would be the first example of a minor league team having a great pitcher, as MLB players on the injured list are sent to the AAA teams in MLB The Show, which is going to make this video interesting. But with Woodruff out of the game, the Sounds would give up this home run and Chattanooga would win. With this next spin, we'll be landing on the first MLB team to be attacking this video with the Boston Red Sox, and they'll be headed north to take on the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. Now, if you saw my 64-team March Madness video, you'll know that it's not a guarantee that the MLB teams beat the minor league teams in this video. But with these early runs driven in from the Red Sox, that would be all they needed to win this one, and they'll start to take over the Northeast, which has a ton of teams to go through. Believe it or not, even with over 80 teams that we could choose from, the Red Sox are going to be attacking again, and they'll be taking on the Yard Goats, who easily one of the best minor league team names. So I'm going to be honest, I kind of hope they win, but they wouldn't, as the Red Sox would only need one run and would take home the victory easily. Now for this next game, we won't be with the Red Sox. We're going to land on the Mariners and head out west, and they are going to be attacking south, which would put them against the A's or the Giants. With the Giants being a little more west, that is who I'm going to have them play. And I may need to apologize to Mariners fans for not letting them play the A's, as this 3-run home run from the Giants would be enough to secure the win, as San Francisco would take a big chunk of land in that Pacific Northwest. Our next spin would have the Reno Aces attacking their Nevada neighbor in the Aviators. With Zach Gallen on the IL when this game happened, he would be on the mound for Reno and would pitch well enough to take home a 1-0 victory for the Aces. And what is the next team going to be? It looks like we'll be staying on the West Coast again, this time with the Sacramento River Cats, and they'll be headed east to take on the Oakland A's, who have proven to be a really good opponent in the past. But with Blake Snell on the mound for the River Cats, he would make easy work of the A's, and the River Cats would be in position for the first big upset of this video, if you can call the A's losing to a minor league team an upset, as Casey Schmidt would walk this game off, sending the A's home, as now the Giants and the Giants AAA team have already won games. Next up is going to be the Somerset Patriots, and I'm honestly not sure if I've ever even heard of this team. And with them attacking the Orioles, this is going to be a tough game to win, as personally, I actually think the Orioles are probably one of the favorites to win this entire challenge with all the talent they have. But with this solo home run by Somerset, they would actually go on to win 1-0, and by far the biggest upset of the video. And if we're already getting upsets like this, I can only imagine what's still to come. Back on the East Coast, it was time for the Charlotte Knights to head even more east and take on the Durham Bulls. With the Bulls being the AAA affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays, it would not be an easy matchup, and the Bulls would eventually walk this game off, defending their land and taking over the rest of North Carolina. Although there were tons of teams we still haven't seen, it looks like Blake Snell and the River Cats are going to be back attacking again. We're already getting repeat teams. I don't know how this is happening, but the River Cats this time are going to be taking on the Dodgers. And with Snell once again pitching a great game, this home run in the top of the 3rd inning would be enough to give the River Cats the win. Although it was early, they were beginning to look like the team to beat. Okay, will this next game feature another repeat team? No. Okay, it's not going to. We have the Omaha Storm Chasers, and they are going to be attacking the West, which is going to put them up against the Iowa Cubs. And this game would go into extra innings, but the Storm Chasers would secure the win, and with it, the state of Iowa. Okay, the next team up is going to be the Pirates. Okay, and they are going to be headed east, which means they're going to be taking on their own AA team, which does have Paul Skeens on the mound, but he isn't that high overall. Unsurprisingly, though, Skeens would dominate, but after being pulled, Jack Sawinski would instantly crush this 2-run home run, and the Altoona Curve would lose to their parent club, while the Pirates started to take over a very contested Pennsylvania. Next up, the Mississippi Braves would take on the Arkansas Travelers, who would put up 2 runs in the first and easily finish out with the win. And once again, we're going to keep going back to them until they lose or win the whole map, as the River Cats are back up, this time taking on the Angels with a ton of land on the line, but down a run in the top of the 3rd inning with the tying run on base. This strikeout would end the River Cats run, and suddenly the Angels had taken over almost all of the West Coast. The next game would feature 2 minor league teams in the Midwest, as the Dodgers AAA affiliate OKC would take on the Sod Poodles. And even though OKC would have the benefit of having Clayton Kershaw on the mound, it wouldn't be enough to win, as the Sod Poodles would defend their home turf and walk off OKC in the 4th inning, winning this game 3-1. All right, next team that's going to be attacking is going to be the Rocket City Trash Pandas, and they're going to be attacking West, looking to take out the Arkansas Travelers. And this would be a marathon of a game, as neither team was willing to score, but finally, in the top of the 6th, the Trash Pandas would drive in a run, but with 2 runners on in the bottom of the 6th, the Travelers would have a chance to walk it off, but while down to the last strike, they would ground out and the Trash Pandas would take this win. With so much of the East Coast still contested, I'm hoping we can start having some battles over there, and we will with this next game, as the Yankees are going to be going out and taking on the Somerset Patriots. Now, the Yankees would only manage to score 1 run, but thankfully for them, Clay Holmes wouldn't blow this game, as the Patriots tried to bunt with 2 outs, and that resulted in a routine putout to give the Yankees the win. And for the next battle, the Midland Rockhounds are going to be attacking the Texas Rangers. Texas is easily one of the most competitive areas in this Imperialism, as both the Rangers and the Astros do well in these sims. So if one of them gets eliminated early, I'm not sure what will happen, but for now, the Rangers do manage to defend their territory, as Eovaldi threw a complete game shutout, and the Rangers would begin to try to take over Texas. And it looks like we'll be staying in Texas for this next game, as we have the Sugarland Skeeters, who will be headed south to take on the Astros. But Sugarland does have Justin Verlander on the mound, so I'm not sure how this game is going to go. And JB would be able to keep the Astros scoreless for a while, but eventually in the 5th inning, they would be able to walk this game off. The eventual Astros versus Rangers battle for Texas was 1 step closer. The next game would go as expected, as Milwaukee would defend their stadium against the Tigers thanks to a barrage of home runs. And the next team up is going to be the Jumbo Shrimp. And since they're attacking south, they'll actually be taking on their parent club with the Marlins, but they would come out swinging, scoring 3 runs in the top of the 1st inning, and they would get to have Sandy Alcantara on the mound, which would be more than enough for them to secure the upset in this game. Next up, the Barons would walk off Biloxi to start taking land in the heart of SEC country, and the D-backs would take over the entire state of Utah by taking down the Salt Lake Bees, while Milwaukee, whose big offense led them to the win over the Tigers just a few games ago, would score a single run in extra innings, as they would be walked off by the St. Paul Saints. The upsets are not disappointing so far. Now it's time to figure out who the next team is gonna be, and it looks like we're finally getting some more attacking up north, with the Blue Jays attacking south and facing Rochester, which after this grand slam from Kevin Biggio, they would stand no chance, and the Jays would easily win this game. And it's looking like we're gonna have the Rainiers up next, which they're gonna be headed east, which is a big deal, as taking on the Twins, there is a ton of open land between the 2 teams, so the winner is gonna take over pretty much all of that area. But neither team's offense had any desire to show up today, as this would be scoreless through 5 innings. But the Rainiers would score 2 in the top of the 5th, and Royce Lewis would be unable to come through in the clutch this time, as the Twins would be unable to defend their own land, losing to the Rainiers with back-to-back massive upsets. The next handful of games would go super quickly, as the Durham Bulls would take down the Norfolk Tide. The Cardinals would need 6 innings, but would beat the White Sox. The Bay Sox would upset the Washington Nationals. The Isotopes defeated the El Paso Chihuahuas, and the Rockies would take over a ton of land by beating the Wichita Wind Surge. As our Imperialism map through 31 games looked like this, we still clearly have a long way to go. Now let's see which team is next. Okay, we're gonna be headed back northeast, thankfully, with the Pirates. There are still so many teams alive out there, and attacking south, they're going to be taking on Richmond in this game. And for some reason, even though they had the infield playing in, Richmond would decide to turn this double play instead of getting the out at home, letting the Pirates score as they would go on to lose 1-0. Next up, it's looking like it's going to be the Reds, and they're going to try to take land in Pennsylvania by taking on the Seawolves. But after taking an early lead, the Reds bullpen would blow the lead in the bottom of the second, as the Seawolves would eventually walk this game off, taking over Northeast Ohio, which honestly kind of makes the Seawolves losers of this game. Maybe the Reds lost on purpose to get out of their land. For this next game, it's looking like we're going to have the Bowie Bay Sox, and they'll be attacking north, which is going to put them up against the Yankees. So they'll be trying to make their parent club, the Orioles, proud by beating the Yankees. And the Bay Sox have a ton of young prospects, so it's very possible they win this game, but they wouldn't be able to score on the Yankees, and Giancarlo Stanton would eventually walk them off. The next game up would feature a huge battle for the Midwest, as the Omaha Storm Chasers are going to be attacking the Colorado Rockies. With the winner taking over the heart of the country, we'd have a pitching duel for the first 3.5 innings, but the Rockies would take advantage of being the home team and walk off the Storm Chasers to win the game. The Akron Ducks are going to be the next team here, and heading east, they'll be taking on the Pirates. We've already seen an Ohio team intentionally lose to get out of the state, and this is another chance for that to happen. And the Ducks were definitely trying to lose this game after not scoring with a runner on second in the 4th inning. The Pirates also wouldn't score with a runner on second in the 4th, so the Ducks would finally drive in a run in the top of the 5th. And after striking out not once, not twice, but 3 times with a runner on second in the bottom of the 5th, the Pirates would be deservingly eliminated. Ohio teams trying to lose would continue in the next game, as the Cleveland Guardians would play the team of their old namesake and get walked off. I'm not sure what's going on in that state, but it's clearly nothing good. And the next game would be the worst yet, as neither team wanted to win, but finally, 8 innings later, the Fightin' Phils would beat Lehigh. It was such a bad performance that I actually marked the wrong team as the winner on this map, but don't worry, I'll go back and fix it later. Okay, let's find out who the next team is going to be. Hopefully it's a better game than that last one. And we're going to have the Red Sox minor league team, and they're going to attack and take on the actual Red Sox, already playing in their 3rd game, with the actual Red Sox quickly dominating and taking home the win. Next up, we will be going back to Ohio, and as soon as the Seawolves got land there, they were ready to give it away, with the Rail Riders and Garrett Cole taking home the win and taking on the curse of having land in Ohio. It's looking like we're going to have another minor league team attacking, and honestly, there's been some upsets, but they haven't done as good as I thought they would so far. But a lot of that does come from having to play other minor league teams, as the Redbirds are going to travel south to take on the Trash Pandas, who I honestly would like to see win the whole thing. If the Yard Goats are out, let me have the Trash Pandas win it all. But the Trash Pandas aren't going to get that chance, as the early run from Memphis would be enough to win, as the Redbirds were starting to claim a lot of land. Now, there would be at least one team in Ohio willing to win, as the Indianapolis Indians, after beating the Guardians, they would be the next team up and attack the St. Paul Saints to the north. And with the win, they would have some of the most land of any team still left, but there's still a long way to go. Well, Columbus is the next team up. At this point, we can't escape Ohio games. However, they are going to be attacking Toledo, so it's going to stay in the state. But the Mud Hens would hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the second to secure the win in this game, and then turn around and push out the Rail Riders, who had been pushing into their land, giving them control of almost all of Ohio. Next, we're going to be back out west, as the Fightin' Walter Whites, aka the Albuquerque Isotopes, would be unable to defeat the Diamondbacks. Okay, back to the wheel. Who will be the next team up in this challenge? It's going to be the Blue Jays, and they're going to be attacking east. So for the first time in a while, it feels like we're going to have 2 MLB teams squaring off, and the Jays would absolutely destroy the Red Sox, with the Bats giving them a 4-0 lead in the top of the second. The Red Sox would just miss this home run in their half of the inning, killing their comeback and eliminating them from the competition. The Indianapolis Indians would be back winning again in this next game, which shouldn't surprise anyone at this point, as they now have the most land of any of the remaining teams. And even after that game, we are just barely over halfway through with this challenge. I still have no idea who's gonna win. Y'all comment down below who y'all think is gonna win of all the teams left. It looks like we're gonna get our first look at the Round Rock Express in this next game, and they have a secret weapon in Jacob deGrom, who is on the IL for the Rangers, meaning he's in their rotation. And although the Express would give up the lead as soon as deGrom was out of the game, they would be able to still go on and capture the win. The battle for the Midwest would be next, with the Rockies and Royals facing off, and with this home run by Bobby Witt Jr., the Royals would secure the win. The next two games would feature some minor league matchups, as the Montgomery Biscuits would take down the Blue Wahoos, and the Rubber Ducks would put an end to the Toledo Mud Hens run. And after having just beat the Rockies to take over the heart of the country, the Royals would give it all up, losing to the Sod Poodles of all teams. Even though we are 52 games in, we are still getting some teams playing for the first time, as the Syracuse Mets are going to be taking on the Rubber Ducks. And the result of this game should not surprise anyone at this point, as the Ducks take over more land in Ohio and then instantly give it up. I feel like it's only a matter of time until the Indianapolis Indians lose at this point as well. Shane McClanahan and the Durham Bulls would be back up next, and even though it would take extra innings, they would be able to secure the win in this one. Let's see which team is going to be attacking next, and it's going to be the Padres, who I'm pretty sure haven't played in a game yet this video. And attacking east, they have a good chance to show up and instantly take over lots of land. But Gallen would somehow be back on the D-backs now after pitching for their minor league team earlier, and he would throw a complete game shutout and give the D-backs even more land. The Rangers would be back attacking next, as they would take down the Memphis Redbirds thanks to this massive double. And in upset fashion, the Buffalo Bison would surprisingly take down the Blue Jays, before Texas would be back playing again, this time defending their territory against the Northwest Arkansas Naturals, who the Rangers would be able to walk off, giving them commanding control of the South, towering over their little brother, the Astros in Houston. Well, speaking of the Astros, we have the Rangers back up on the wheel spin, and they are going to be attacking South and taking on the Houston Astros. This is the matchup that we've been waiting for. Wow, Framber starting out with a strikeout. That is not what the Rangers are looking for here. And with a lefty up, I mean, that's going to be huge for going against Seager. But he's just going to miss with that curveball. Can Seager come through? No, Seager is going to pop up. The Rangers are going to have their first two outs of the game. Are they going to have a 1-2-3 inning? I mean, if Framber goes 1-2-3 inning and barely any pitches to start this game, that is huge for the Astros. All right, 2-2 pitch. Just Framber, put him away. 14th pitch of the inning. He's not had to work too much. He will. Of course, Adolis strikes out. Now, the Astros aren't usually good at home in big games, so I think that helps out the Rangers a ton here. And wow, Altuve just looked at 96 down the middle of the plate. All right, 0-2 on Altuve. Does Eovaldi match what Framber did with a 1-2-3 first inning? This feels like a massive game for who's going to end up winning this all. Although he's worked it back 2-2. A bit of a scary place to have Altuve. 2-2, the leadoff hitter. And he strikes him out. Eovaldi, cook it, Altuve. Okay, 2-2 to Alvarez. Can Eovaldi work a clean first inning, get on to the second? Wow, what is Jordan swinging at? That was such a bad pitch. Nathaniel Lowe, he absolutely destroyed that ball. All right, rate 444. 113 off the bat. That is not realistic. He cannot hit it like that, but the Rangers have a lead. Eovaldi looked great in the first inning. Let's see if they can hold on to it. All right, 2-1 for the Rangers top three. Can they get an insurance run against Montero here? Not if Simeon's taking pitches down the middle of the plate, that's for sure. Wow, he dotted him. That is a huge out from Montero. Now, though, Seager up. I mean, the Rangers still have a great chance to drive in runs, but a ground ball, and it's on to the bottom of the third inning. Wow, Seager strikes out 2. Is Montero going to find a way out of this? Adolis up? I feel like he's going to. Wow. After letting two on, he strikes out the side. Now, the Astros haven't gotten a hit, though. So, I mean, they're going to have to find a way to do that and score. But if they would have given us some more runs there, that would have been real tough. Oh, wow. A base hit by Jake Myers. Okay. Winning run up at the plate for the Astros. They finally get a base hit. And, of course, it's Altuve coming up as well. Ground ball will end it. A home run will also end it. First pitch. Oh, my goodness. He destroys it. The Astros walk off the Rangers. I'm going to be completely biased. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. After that massive game, the Syracuse Mets would hold off the Fighting Phils on their attack, and we will be headed out west for this next game as the Angels are going to be attacking the D-backs, with the winner probably having the second most land in the game. And just like how the D-backs didn't show up in the 2023 World Series, they wouldn't show up here, going hitless against the Angels and losing this game. And to clean up some more of the West Coast, the Angels would also attack and defeat the Reno Aces right after. Well, it doesn't look like the Angels are done yet. Winning 2 games in a row, they are going to go for the three-peat here. And there it is, attacking north and taking on the Indians. Whoever wins this will easily have the most land of any team left. And the loss that we knew was coming for the Indians would happen, as they were unable to score a run against the Angels, as Detmers would throw a complete game, giving the Angels so much land. It's time to tackle more of the Northeast, which still has a ton of teams remaining. So I'm glad the Syracuse Mets are going to be attacking in this one, and they would be dealing with Senga on the bump. But as soon as Senga is pulled from the game, Volpe would hit a home run and the Yankees would go on to win. And now the Express are possibly going to have a chance to avenge the Rangers for losing to the Astros, who they will be taking on in this next game. With DeGrom on the bump, anything was possible. And by anything, of course, that would mean Altuve hitting a home run off of DeGrom to give the Astros an early lead. The Express would hit a 2-run home run off Hader, though, as this game really had it all. Altuve terrorizing the Rangers and Hader giving up home runs, but the Astros would still pull through with the win in this game, as they might be my new favorite to win it all right now. The Durham Bulls are going to be the next team up, and headed north, they are going to try and attack Ohio, which all but assures they will win this game, and they would. Taking home a 1-0 win thanks to Shane McClanahan dealing on the mound. The Rays would take down the Jumbo Shrimp after, and now the next team to attack is going to be the Barons, and they're going to be attacking the Astros. I'm going to be completely biased here. I hope the Barons can take home the win here, but my hopes are not high. However, my wish would come true as Bregman would fly out into left field. The Barons would secure the win, eliminating the Astros from this Imperialism challenge. The next few games would all go by quickly, as the Braves would finally get a chance to play, taking down the Rays, and then they turn around and attack the Stripers, taking their land as well, while St. Louis would defeat the Louisville Bats. Which is when on this next spin, the Phillies would finally get their chance to play in this challenge, and they would be headed east to take on the Yankees. Although they lost earlier, a small group of Yankees fans lived on, as they would return to the map just in time to take on the Phillies. But with the home run from Trey Turner in the top of the first, it was looking like the Yankees' return would be short-lived until Juan Soto would hit this walk-off, and the Yankees were back in contention to win the whole thing. We are starting to get down to the end now, and next is going to be Buffalo again. They've already won a few games and have looked pretty good so far. And attacking north, it's time for the Sea Dogs to stop hiding in Maine and defend their land, which they would be unable to do after Buffalo cruises to an early win. Finally, the San Antonio Missions are going to get a chance to play. And being surrounded by the Barons, that means that is the only team that they can play. And a win will instantly give them a ton of land, but that win won't come, and the Barons will continue taking over the South. Definitely not the team I expected to be controlling. After that game, Springfield would take care of Tulsa. The Barons would keep winning by taking down Chattanooga, And the Rumble Ponies would finally play a game and promptly lose to Buffalo, who had continued to win during this challenge. Every game is huge right now, so the next team attacking is going to be the Cardinals, and they're going to be headed west to take on their own farm team. And even though it would take 4 innings, they would win. And with Amarillo next, who has some of the most land, this next game is going to be huge, with the Sod Poodles taking on the Angels. The winner of this game is going to have control over half the map, and it would go into extra innings with the Sod Poodles taking a lead in the top of the 4th, but the Angels would be able to answer and walk this game off to expand their already massive land mass. The Barons would just keep their winning ways going by taking down the Bulls, and it was beginning to feel like we could be headed to an Angels versus Barons matchup for the USA, especially after the Angels win their next game on another walk-off, beating the Cubs, who were playing for the very first time, even though we are 81 games in. Finally, though, the Barons would go down, losing 1-0 to the Montgomery Biscuits. And all it takes is one game for the map to look completely different. Okay, next team up is going to be Buffalo again. They've been winning a ton, so going up against the Yankees or the Mets here will be interesting. And they're going to be taking on the Mets. Finally, 83 games in. I'm not sure how the Mets haven't played yet. And I guess all that time off would work for the Mets, as they were well rested and were able to take down the Bison. Then just as quickly as the Biscuits would gain all their land, they would lose it to the Braves, as Acuna would crush a home run and the Biscuits wouldn't be able to mount enough of a comeback in the bottom of the 3rd. And every minor league team would now be eliminated, which honestly surprised me. I expected at least one minor league team to make the Final 4, but that wouldn't be happening. All right, Angels are going to be attacking next, so of course it is going to be a big game, and they're going to go out west to take on the Giants. And oh no, Rendon makes an error, which is going to give the Giants a lead, scoring first in this game, and that Rendon error would eventually lead to them getting the win. It was only a matter of time till that happened to the Angels, if we're going to be honest. Atlanta is going to be our next team, and they'll take on the Giants. Winning easily thanks to this leadoff home run. It's starting to feel like the Braves have shown up late and are going to take over the entire map, which is going to have a chance to continue as the Braves are going to attack and take on the Yankees in this next game. And I'm hoping the Braves win, because the Yankees don't deserve to be on the map still. All right, here we are. Braves and Yankees. Strider on the bump. DJ LeMahieu leading off. And wow, he actually gets a single. DJ LeMahieu, not a good baseball player, but in a huge moment for the Yankees, comes up with a single to lead off the game. Let's see if the Yankees can take advantage of that. Judge up the middle. Back-to-back singles. It's going to be first and second, right? Yeah. First and second. Back-to-back singles for the Yankees. Oh, no. Is this going to be the most Mickey Mouse imperialism of all time? Wow, Soto pops up. They're swinging at the first pitch every time. I guess Strider's just throwing them down the middle of the plate, but an absolutely massive pop-up from Soto when it matters the most. And now Stan's going to have to come through. He's come through before for the Yankees. Can he do it now? Wow. Stanton is going to pop up too. Yeah, he will make the play. Strider is going to somehow have like a 10-pitch inning where he gives up 2 singles and gets 3 outs. Doesn't make any sense unless Rizzo can come through. 2-strike count. He'll foul it off. Stays alive. The Yankees need a big hit here. Rizzo into a gap. He will come through. Soto and Stanton pop up, but Rizzo's coming through. Is it scoring 2? I don't think it is. Judge first to home on a ball in the gap. Wow. Oh my goodness. Glaber comes through as well, but it isn't gonna score. Rizzo is too slow. 3 runs in a 3-inning game is huge. 2 runs is obviously big, but it's an amount where you can still come back from. Can Verdugo come through though? Not taking 98 down the pipe. You won't. And okay, Verdugo is going to get out, so it's just 2 runs, but 2 runs is still a lot. Now the Braves would tie it up, but Arcia would strike out to keep it tied, headed into the 3rd. And it's through the hole as well. Yankees, man, they have been crushing the ball this game. Honestly, they should probably have more than 2 runs right now. Wow, the Braves are going to get out of it again, and now they just need a run to finally send the Yankees home for good this time. Riley, it's down. Are they going to send Acuna from second? They got to be, right? Easily does it. Braves walk it off, and the Yankees Mickey Mouse run is over. Okay, Atlanta again. They are going after St. Louis now. Can the wins keep rolling for Atlanta? Wow, we are going to have a scoreless first inning. I was not expecting that to happen at all. Are we finally going to have a hit? Top second, Michael Harris. He's going to come through. That is going to be an easy double. Can the Braves turn it into runs, though? That's all that matters. Wow, he's going to get thrown out stealing third. Why would you try to steal third there? You're on second. You're scoring on a hit anyways. Well, another scoreless inning. I have a bad feeling we're in for another marathon game where nobody wants to score the entire time. Are the Braves going to score a run from first? No way. No way they're going. Oh, wow. He's not even going to get the third. Okay, first and second, though. Nobody out. A hard line drive, but it's right at the center fielder. Cardinals are going to have a beautiful chance to walk this off and be in position to win the whole thing, but they don't even have to hit this game yet. Well, speaking of, there it is. First pitch, bottom three, they get a base hit. Here we go. Oh, no. Is that a double play? No, he's not even. I feel like Ozzy could have tagged the dude going to second. Maybe you don't get a double play, but now you have a base runner at second with one out. Can Mason Wynn come through? Strider's still in the game. He's pitched great so far. It's up the middle. It's through. They're for sure sending it. Harris with the throw. It's not in time. Cardinals walk it off. And wow, did they just take a ton of land. I thought the Braves honestly had this whole map locked up. And now there were just two. The Cardinals versus the Mets, who had only played one game in this entire video for all of the USA. Not quite the matchup I expected, and neither of these teams have won too many games to get here, but it's all about staying alive. Let's see who wins it all. Wow, the Cardinals are starting off with that hit. Is that a double too? No, it is just a single, but man, what a cheeky hit to start off. Jose Quintana looks pissed. Oh, Goldie! The bloop single followed by the no doubter. Cardinals strike first with a huge chance to win the game now. I mean, 3 in the game, 2 runs is massive. Wow, the Mets are having throwing errors too. This is falling apart. First and second, just 1 out still. Gordon Walker into a gap. Is it more than that? It is a 3-run home run. The Cardinals are up 5-0 in the first inning. I cannot believe what is happening right now. And those 5 runs would be more than enough for the Cardinals to take home the win. And with it, the 90-team USA Imperialism victory. MLB Imperialism is back, but today the first team to hit a home run in each game will be the winner and will be taking over all of their opponent's land until we have just 1 team left. And our very first team attacking is going to be none other than, what do we have? Is it going to be the Twins? Yes, it is going to be the Twins. And they will be attacking the direction that we have pop up right here. So they're going to be headed south, it looks like, which means the Twins are going to have to head down and take on the Cardinals. Now, to make this even more electric, every single game that we play is going to take place in Costco Stadium, which, if you don't know, the ball absolutely flies here, and you're going to know about it after this video. So I truly have no idea what is going to happen. One thing I will say, though, is that to make things just a little bit balanced, I think we are going to let the home team have a chance to answer any home runs hit by the away team in the first inning. And there it is. The very first batter, Buxton, has gone yard. But, of course, Cardinals are going to get a chance to answer. Oh, there it is. Mason Wynn has answered it. Now they have a chance to win it all and send the Twins packing out the gate. Can Joe Ryan get out of this? He's going to strike him out, and we are on to the second inning. Extra innings, I suppose you could call it that, in our very first game. And there it is. The Twins are going to go yard. Brooks Lee pressure back on the Cardinals in game number 1. Cardinals down to the last out. They've done nothing here in the second. And I think our one-time Imperialism winner, the St. Louis Cardinals, may be the first team eliminated this go-around. And there it is. Joe Ryan sets them down, and the Twins take over all of that land to begin this video. So our next team up, who will be taking on the challenge next? It's looking like we might see the Padres. Thought we were going to get the Dodgers, but we may still be getting the Dodgers because the Padres are going to be attacking to the west. I'll have to take a look at this map. And the Dodgers aren't going to be here because we do have the Angels. Forgot about the Angels. How could you not? Padres have gotten a runner on here in the first inning, but they also already have an out against All-Star Yusei Kikuchi, even though he backed out. He was an All-Star still. Arise, last chance for the Padres, and I mean, he's not much of a power hitter. Let's see what he can do. And he's gonna pop up. So all the Angels have to do is hit a single home run, and they're moving on. Oh, Trout. What are you swinging at, Mike Trout? And now the Angels have 2 outs. I mean, I'll be honest. Angels weren't a team I necessarily expected to win. And we get through a first inning without seeing a home run. Honestly, I wasn't so sure if we were going to get any of those, and now we already have one in our second game. And Makata is going to hit a no-doubter. That was gone, and not just here at Costco Field. That was gone a lot of places. Angels moving on. Next team up, what are we going to have? Are we going to stay out west? It looks like we might with the Diamondbacks. Yes, we are. And could they be taking on the Angels, who are just coming off a win? Because the direction they're headed, we're going to find that out right now. It is not going to be versus the Angels because they are headed east, meaning that the Diamondbacks are going to take on the Rangers, one of the best staffs in baseball. DeGrom on the bump. How are the Diamondbacks going to fare? Are they going to be able to sneak out a home run versus DeGrom? If you do, the Rangers bats haven't been this good this year, so I can see them going home. And the first batter of the game, Corbin Carroll, goes yard. Oh no, I think that may be it for my Texas Rangers right there. But Seager is going to strike out. There's a runner on first. Not that that matters, but Seager striking out, and that's bringing up Marcus Semien, who is going to blast one to center field, and the Rangers have tied this home run battle back up. But can El Bombi end it off of Zach Gallen? He's been clutch his entire life. He's going to be clutch again. The Rangers aren't going home, and they are going to start with the most territory in this video. And the next team we have going here, it is going to be, is it going to be the Blue Jays? Yes. Just gonna land on the Blue Jays there. So which direction will they be headed in their attack, in their battle to stay in this Imperialism? It is gonna be west, meaning they'll be traveling all the way across the land and actually taking on the Tigers in their very first game. So we have a battle here of possibly the 2 best teams in the AL through the first half of the season. Screwball on the bump though, and he is gonna pitch such a clean inning. The Tigers might be an issue in this. Is anybody gonna be able to hit a home run off of Screwball? I definitely think they're gonna be able to hit a home run off Kevin Gausman, because my man does give up some home runs. But I was wrong. Kevin Gausman pitches absolutely clean inning, and we have our first pitchers duel so far. And Screwball is going to pitch another absolutely clean inning himself. The Tigers have to pick him up with the bats, though. But no, we are going to a third inning. The Tigers must really hate Screwball. And I guess the Blue Jays hate Gausman as well. Screwball is in another 0-2 count, and I'm beginning to believe that we will not see a home run in this game. But Loperfido is going to foul that ball off. He's going to stay alive here. And then immediately proceed to strike out. Will the Tigers finally hit a home run? Let's see. And that may be a double play. Yes, it is. We go to the 4th inning, and we are going to have another inning without a home run. At this point, I don't care who hits a home run. I just want to see one. Finally, Riley Green. He goes yard. We have a home run, and the Tigers are moving on. So our next team up, who is that going to be? A handful of teams already eliminated, and the next one on the chopping block, it is going to be the Phillies. So where will they be headed? Who will their opponent be? Who will they have to out home run here? They're going to be going east, meaning they're taking on the New York Yankees. And boom, will strike out. The throw down to first will get them. Yankees. I mean, surely Judge or Belly hits a home run in this stadium, right? But after a Judge strikeout, here we are. Belly up, 2 outs. Wheeler is going to be a tough guy to get to here. But no, Belly strikes out. Into the 2nd inning we go. Are we about to have another marathon game with Fried and Wheeler dealing it out here? And there it is. Jason Dominguez finally has gotten to Zach Wheeler. The Yankees are gonna win and defeat the Phillies in what might be a mammoth matchup. I think one of these two teams could have easily won, but the Yankees are the only one moving on. Next team up, are we going to have another pitcher's duel? They seem to be happening so far, and well, with the Pirates and Paul Skeens on the mound, we just might, depending on who they play, because the direction they are going to be attacking, where are they going to be headed? Looks like it's going to be north, and I'm not sure who they're going to play. And it's going to be the Mets. I mean, the Mets should be a favorite here, but I'm not too sure. And after our last 2 games were pitcher duels, I'm making a change to the rules. The first team to hit a home run, I don't care if they're away, home, the first pitch of the entire game in the 1st inning, whoever hits home run first, they're moving on. So if Kodai Senga can't pitch and get it out to O'Neal Cruz, that's going to be it. And I thought O'Neal Cruz was going to turn on that. O'Neal Cruz hits the ball so hard that it may be pretty easy for him to hit a home run here. And honestly, he probably should have done it on that pitch if he wanted to do it. And instead, he's going to strike out. Oh, and there it is, Andrew McCutchen in the 1st inning with a home run that far. The Mets deserve to lose, and they're going home. We are about to see true chaos now. I don't know who is going to win, but our next team on the chopping block, I thought it was going to be the White Sox. With the White Sox on the road would be interesting, but instead we have the Guardians. Where will the Guardians be attacking, and who will they be attacking? They are going to be headed south, which means they're taking on the Reds. If there's somebody who getting a home run right here for the Guardians, it is Jose Ramirez. But Abbott on the bump, he's had a great year for the Reds. He's in the All-Star game. It is not going to be a walk in the park for the Guardians to hit a home run here. And a 2-2 count to their best hitter. You kind of want to see it right now. They are stealing, and it is going to be a full count. Oh, Carlos Santana. Perfect. Is it high enough? It certainly is. That is not a home run. I don't think anywhere else you're going 364. I don't know why Carlos Santana is only getting 99 exit velocity on a perfect. But what I do know is that the Cincinnati Reds are eliminated. So our next team up, we are starting hot with the 1st inning away team home runs right now. Will that continue? It's gonna be the Giants going up next. Where will they be headed? They could face some pretty good teams, and they're gonna be going north, which means that they're gonna be taking on Big Dumper and the Seattle Mariners. Logan Gilbert on the mound for the Mariners, though, that is gonna give them a pretty good chance, but not with 96 down the middle. Oh, Mike Yastrzemski could have ended it right there. I think if the Mariners can get through this inning, they're for sure hitting a home run, although they are going to have to go against Logan Webb, so probably not a guarantee, but a big first strikeout. 2 outs now, but Devers is up. Although 1 for 10 with 3 Ks in his career versus Gilbert. Does he get his revenge right here? He's going to be in a 1-1 count. Can Gilbert close the door on the Giants in the 1st? Yes, he will. Can he hit another one? On the night of the home run derby, we're recording this. What can Julio do? He is going to ground out. Cal Raleigh's not going to get in that bat, so Gilbert is going to have to pitch another clean inning. Full count to Cal Raleigh. Can he do it? My prediction here was that he was going to hit a home run, but he's in a full count and he's going to ground out. And now I'm not so confident the Mariners are getting this done in this inning. 2 hits to start this inning. When does that home run come? 102 off the bat. Surely it's right there considering the stadium. Julio's back and he comes in a step and makes the catch. How is that not a home run here? I have no idea. And Gilbert gets out with another inning. He's given up 4 hits. He's given up a run, but he hasn't given up a home run. Bottom 4, we have another pitcher's duel going deep. Will this be the inning that it ends? I'm going to say no. I don't think any of these first 3 batters have the dog in them. Does that do it? Polanco? Is he going to have to rob it? He can't rob it. 300 feet on the dot. Our shortest home run yet. 85 exit velo. And the Mariners are moving on finally. And our next team up will be looking like possibly the Cubs. Maybe it's going to sneak into the Brewers. No, it is going to be the Cubs. And the Cubs are going to be headed north, which means that they're taking on the Brewers. 2-2 count to Kyle Tucker. This is a guy who could end the Brewers right here, but he's got to foul off another pitch. Full count now to Tucker. I mean, walking him, it's really not the worst possible outcome because he's so dangerous. He could hit a home run easily. Michael Busch up. Can Peralta get him out, get through the first inning? It may not be easy because Busch has had a good season, but he doesn't look good there. He's striking out. Brewers have their chance. But the Brewers line out, and although they load the bases, it was just only on 1 hit and no home run. So Cubs with Swanson, Nico, and Pico Armstrong, they have their chance to end the Brewers right here and get their division rival off of this Imperialism map. But no, Carson Kelly goes down, looking more like he's been since that hot month he had. Can Imanaga pitch a little bit better than he did the first inning, but still they give up a home run? Can Imanaga pitch better than he did in the first inning? Because I think if he doesn't, he's giving up a home run. Although Jake Bowers, I keep saying maybe not the guy, but again, I could hit a home run in this stadium. So all of these players are the guy to do it. There it is. Ian Happ has crushed that ball, and Peralta has finally failed here. The Cubs are moving on. Division rivals went after it last game. What are we going to have this game? Possibly the Rays, or are we going to get our first taste of the White Sox? It's going to be the White Sox. Could we see the Cubs being featured back-to-back games? I think we might, and we are, after just beating the Brewers. Now we have the crosstown showdown, and the Cubs are going to have to defeat the White Sox if they want to stick around. Oh, Benintendi! Is it fair? It's off the pole! White Sox beat the Cubs! Imanaga was cruising, but he failed to Benintendi, and honestly, after his pitch against the Brewers, it's not all that surprising. We just saw the Cubs win and then immediately lose. Will the same happen to the White Sox? The Rockies are going to be up, so I don't think so. Where will the Rockies be attacking, though? Who are they going up against? They are going to be headed south, meaning they're taking on the Texas Rangers. Well, Rockies not going to pull off the upset that we just saw with the White Sox winning quite yet because DeGrom sets them down with these. Can the Rangers take this win here? They've underperformed this year, but they still have high quality hitters, and German Marquez is on the bump, so surely. Somehow, though, German Marquez has gotten 2 outs. If he gives the Rockies another chance, I mean, they still have to hit a home run off DeGrom, so it's not going to be easy for them, but you never know what's going to happen. Oh my, Simeon, he takes it down the middle. It's not looking great for my Rangers. Oh, Ryan Ritter, left center field, quarterback. He doesn't try. He doesn't try. Hold up. The Rockies win. Rangers go home. I swear he did not try to catch this ball. So ball is hit. It's out to center field. We can see it flying in. It's pretty far over his head still. But Carter moves back. He's at the wall. And then what does he do? He jumps up and he brings his glove down. If he reaches up with his arm, he can catch that. But instead, he actually brings his glove down and keeps it under the ball and simply does not catch it. And because of that, the Rangers are eliminated and the Rockies are moving on. And not only that, they have the most land in this video so far. Back-to-back massive upsets. Who will have a chance next? Obviously, our away teams have an advantage, but the Rangers, they had their chances. They chose not to hit, and the Nationals up. This could be one of the sneaky teams in this video, but let's find out who they're playing. Where will the Nats be going? It looks like it could be the South. It is going to be the South, meaning they're taking on the Braves. Strider on the bump is going to give the Braves quite a bit here, but CJ Abrams, home run derby participant James Wood. The Nationals have a couple hitters, and if one of those hits a home run, well, then obviously they're gonna win. Although it's not gonna be CJ Abrams because he is gonna fly out to start. Here's James Wood though, and it's the guy why I think they're sneaky, because he may hit a home run every single AB. He probably could if he really wanted to, but instead he's going at 80 exit velocity, and it is not going far enough. Oh, and there it is. Abrams gets a hanging one. Hey, I said Nationals are going to be sneaky. I maybe thought they were going to do it a little bit earlier than this. And when they didn't, I thought they were cooked. But here we are. I was right all along. The amount of teams left is starting to thin down. We're getting into the thick of it. A lot of teams, though, still haven't played. But a team that has played, the Yankees, they're going to be attacking next. Who will they be playing, though, is the big question. They're going to be headed north, which means they're taking on the rival. They're going against the Red Sox. Crochet on the mound for the Red Sox is going to be tough. Yankees have had to gone against Wheeler and Crochet, but Dominguez, first pitch. Oh, it was only 83 exit velo, but sometimes you don't need more than that here, and I thought he did it. But instead, it's just the first pitch out, although a lefty against Judge. It is kind of scary. They do say, Judge, he's never had a clutch home run. This would certainly be that if he can manage it here. Well, Judge walked, which, honestly, that's the best solution right there. Because if you get lefty versus Belly here for Crochet, and I mean, I would bet my entire channel Belly's not hitting a home run right here. And in fact, Belly, he does the opposite of a home run. He hits into a double play. Red Sox, big chance to take down the Yankees here. Yeah, Fried makes pretty easy work of the Red Sox. I mean, he made it look pretty simple. Yankees back up. Jazz, lefty, foul ball. I can see it. 5.2 feet outside the pole from ending it. Instead, you have an 0-2 count, and you're probably striking out. There it is. There's the strikeout. I knew it was coming. Do they do it again? Is that one gonna be foul? I don't think so. 315 feet. Paul Goldschmidt hits one of the worst home runs that we've seen today, and the Red Sox are going home. And our next team up will be, who do we have? Looks like it could be the Orioles, so we might see the Yankees once again. They are going to be headed south, which means my sneaky pick to win it all is back, but this time they're gonna have to do it at home. That's the Nationals. But Gore pitches a clean first, hitting the O's. What a disappointing season. I mean, what other way to top off a disappointing season than losing in your first game in this Imperialism video? And for some reason, they have started Sugano on their bump. That is their ace somehow, and well, he's not that great of a pitcher, so I really don't see this working out. And yeah, he's gonna do just that, a clean inning from Sugano, but the O's are gonna have to hit Mackenzie Gore. Nats have 2 on here in the second inning, but I mean, Riley Adams, he's not great. He isn't great. Nats have a chance to get Wood and Abrams up again next inning if they get another clean inning from Gore, or maybe even more. But man, so many of these guys just aren't swinging the bats at all. But no, we swing and miss, and we aren't having a pitcher's duel in the sense that both these pitchers are incredible. We're having a pitcher's duel in the sense that both these offenses are really bad. But the O's aren't gonna touch the ball either. We may be here a while. Here we are, CJ Abrams and Wood up. Can they do it? No, CJ Abrams cannot. Sugano is looking like a Cy Young candidate right now. I don't know where that's coming from. Finally, Cedric Mullins goes yard, the top of the 5th inning. We had a pitcher's duel until the top of the 5th in a Little League stadium, but maybe undeservingly so because neither of these teams get a home run. The O's move on. Next team up, what are we going to be having here? The Royals, they are going to get their first chance to play in this video. And they're going to be headed east, which means they're taking on the Twins, the team who played in our very first game of this video and then hasn't touched the field since. Joe Ryan has struck out the first 2 batters here, but he's not going to strike out the third unless that ball's foul 2.7 feet. But nope, he is also going to strike out as well. Twins have a chance winning their second game here. Buxton, Larnack, Lewis up. Let's see if they can get it done. Does Trevor Larnack have it? It looks like he does. 297, our shortest home run yet. 88 exit velocity. It wasn't pretty, but the Twins win. They move on. And our next team will be the Athletics. Their first time in this video, but they should be used to playing in Little League stadiums because they play in one already. So who will they be attacking? They are going to head east. So we have an A's versus Rockies matchup. This will be quite the game. Well, Armand Marquez managed to pitch another clean inning. He's pitched a couple so far. Can the Rockies hit Luis Severino, the man who hates being in Sacramento? Will he hate being in this Imperialism as well? But Severino is going to have a clean first inning. Oh, Shea Langoliers, Armand Marquez. He may have kept the Rangers quiet, but not the A's. Langoliers goes 379 and they move on. Next up, who will be playing? Is it going to be the Marlins for the first time in this video? Yes, it will. And the Marlins actually only have one singular team that they can attack, so they're going to be going after the Rays. Well, the Rays don't score in the first, so Marlins have a chance to take over Florida here if they can hit a home run. Now, I've said this about a couple players. I will really be shocked if Xavier Edwards is our home run hitter here. Oh, Otto Lopez. A guy I would not have expected to do it. He does it, and it's going far. It's rolling all the way out. It's counting all the roll. He hits it 463. That guy cannot hit a baseball 463. But for now, it doesn't matter because the Marlins win. Next team up. What do we have? A couple teams yet to be featured, but the Marlins are going back-to-back on this one. Who will they be attacking, though? That is the question. They're going to be headed north, which means they're taking on the Orioles. And we saw what happened last time when the Orioles were playing. But maybe the Marlins got some bats that can hit home runs. Otto Lopez back up. He just hit a home run not minutes ago. Can he do it off Sugano now?
That's low. That's a
not
ball.
on that pitch, but Sugano does have a 2-0 count. Did Otto Lopez do it? Did he do it? He did it! He did it! 288! He hit one 468 and then 288 for our shortest and I believe our longest home run of the day in back-to-back games. Otto Lopez, what a legend! Oh, they just went back-to-back. They just went back-to-back. Get the Orioles out of here. I'm very happy the Orioles are gone because of that game that they played earlier. So, who is up next? It is going to be the White Sox once again. They're still sticking around, and they have some land. So, who is it that they are going to go play? They are going to be headed west, which means they take on the Twins. We have two teams that have both shown some wins already. And the first pitch, Joe Ryan, pack your bags because the Twins are gone. Tachman crushes it. The Twins are out of here. The last 2-3 minutes of this has been insane. I don't know what's happening, but the White Sox advance. Will our chaos continue? Because the last couple games have been chaos. We are going to get the White Sox back-to-back. Oh, man, Tachman, he's not getting much of a break. And who are they going to have to play? Are they going west once again? Yes, they are. So they're taking on the A's. We have another matchup of two really bad teams. Does Tachman go back-to-back pitches with a home run? No. Whoa. What about back-to-back ABs, though? We just saw that from Otto Lopez. Oh, I thought he had it for a second, but I mean, no, not even close. There it is. Soderstrom goes yard. Bottom four off Shane Smith. I was beginning to think I wasn't going to see a home run for a while, but the A's are still surviving. Who will be the next team up? What are we going to be working with? The A's are going back to back. We've had a couple teams go back to back. Now the A's are the next one. The A's have by far and away the most land out there, and they are putting that all to risk right now and headed west, meaning they'll be taking on the Houston Astros, who are going to be playing their very first game in this video. I've never wanted the A's to win a game more than I want them to win right now. And you know what? I'll take a Lawrence Butler leadoff home run. How about that? But it's not a leadoff home run. It's a ground out. These, of course, did nothing. And I got to be honest, I have no faith in Severino. And I'm pretty sure the Astros are about to have the most land in this Imperialism and be in a great spot to win it all. And as I thought, Isaac Paredes, the very first batter of the game, he goes yard. The Astros are advancing in this Imperialism. So who will be next? Hopefully maybe somebody that can actually beat the Astros. Well, that's not the Pirates, so let's figure out who they're playing. And they are going to be headed to, it looks like it's going to be the East. Yes, which means they're taking on the Yankees. McCutchen hit a home run for the Pirates last time that they played. Can they sit on the Yankees here? I feel like Pirates fans would enjoy that. That has the distance, but it is sadly going to be foul. But he's not hitting a home run this time. Although the Pirates do have Paul Skeens on the mound. Paul Skeens versus Max Fried. This could actually end up lasting a while. Pirates get nothing. So Paul Skeens facing off against his future team. Some might say, will he shut him down now? We've seen some Mickey Mouse home runs for the Yankees because they surely know how to hit them. And this guy could hit one right here with Jason Dominguez. And down goes Stanton. Skeens has a clean inning. Pirates back up with a chance, but it still doesn't feel like a great one. Pirates doing exactly what I expect. The full count pitch from Fried on the way. And yeah, he just looks at it. I mean, doesn't even swing the bat. Doesn't even try. Jazz up. I'll tell you who's not hitting a home run. It's Jazz Chisholm. I just watched the home run derby, and yeah, that's all that needs to be said about that. It's not going to be this player. Austin Wells, he does it. Paul Skeens is gone home, and Austin Wells advances the Yankees. We knew the Pirates weren't going to stick around, but I am kind of surprised that we're starting to get some juggernaut teams left. And the next team that we are going to have, it's going to be the Seattle Mariners. So let's find out who they attack. Well, it turns out that the Mariners are actually just completely surrounded by the Astros. So that's who they're playing. Maybe the only time I will root for the Mariners is right now, but they do have now the home run derby champion on their team. So maybe that is going to bring them some good luck in this Imperialism, but it's not going to start with JB Crawford. Is that getting over? Oh my goodness. 277. That is surely going to be the shortest home run of the day. I was not ready for that at all. Astros are moving on. Big teams left, but who will be next? That is going to be the Guardians. I got to be honest, the Guardians are not a team that I think can win this. But who are they going to play? Who will they have a chance to take down and stay alive? They are going to be headed west, which means that they play the Astros once again, and the Astros probably just get even more bland. But you know what, Guardians? Please prove me wrong. J-Ram has to be the guy right here. Please, Jose, come through for me. Oh, that could have been it, but no, it's going to be a double play. And of course, Jose Altuve hits a home run. It was always going to be Altuve. Guardians couldn't do anything in 4 innings. They don't deserve to win. I hope who's ever next is a team that can beat the Astros. I won't apologize. Miami Marlins. Do we have an Otto Lopez miracle in waiting? They aren't fully surrounded, though, by the Astros. They could still be playing the Yankees, but they're going to be headed south, so we're going to call that them playing the Astros. Dubon, is that ball getting out of here? It is. Oh no, it was such a bad home run, and the Astros, they win again. We are down to the end of it here. Just a handful of teams left. We haven't even seen the Dodgers play yet, but with the Astros back up again, maybe they finally are. Which direction are they going to be headed, though? We're going to have some decisions to make based off what it is, but with North, that does mean they're going to be taking on the Tigers. Will the Astros continue it? I'm not going to be happy if they do, and I'm not going to hide my sadness if they win. Isaac Paredes, first batter. Tariq Skubal, you suck. Astros advance. The Astros have won 4 of the last 5 games, while the Dodgers have yet to even play. The Astros are playing again. I mean, the wheel decides. Please lose. Just please. Who are they going to play, though? There is still some decisions to make here. It is going to be East, meaning we have Astros versus Yankees. Come on, Isaac Paredes, my new least favorite player. You can't make this up. You actually can't make this up. Yo, honestly though, I have to respect it. Isaac Paredes with an 87.5-mile-an-hour home run. He just went back-to-back first ABs off Skubal and Fried. It may be Mickey Mouse because all he does is pull the ball, but I gotta respect it. Astros defeat the Yankees. I'm sorry, Yankees fans. I'm upset too. We are down to just 3 teams. 2 in LA and then Houston. Is it going to be the Astros again? I mean, yo, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's going to be the Angels. Okay, so if the Angels go north, they're taking on the Dodgers. If they go in the other direction, they're taking on the Astros. Will the Dodgers play a single game before the finals? It does not look like it because that is going to land on East. So the Angels are going to take on the Astros. Angels, don't give Isaac Paredes another chance. I beg. Although Neto is 2 for 12. Career versus Valdez. Not what we're looking for, but that is Neto goes yard. The home runs are flying right now. I don't know what's happening. We cannot get past even a first batter. Zach Neto wins, and we have an all-LA final matchup for the entire USA. We do still need to figure out who will be home, who will be away. Is this finally the Dodgers in... No, that's going to be the Angels. The blue threw me off. I'm sorry. The Angels are going to be the away team, meaning the Dodgers, in their first time playing in this video, might not get a single AB. And here we go. Ohtani on the mound has to give the Dodgers some sort of advantage, but Framber Valdez had been absolutely perfect in this video until he ran into Zach Neto, who took him down with ease. What will Ohtani do? He's got a quick 0-2 count. Neto maybe feeling a little bit nervous. Just hit a huge home run. Maybe the pressure's too much here. But no, Neto goes down on strikes, and that is a big start for the Dodgers. Does Seanwell have it? 85 exit velo. It's going. We end on such a Mickey Mouse home run. 85.3 off the bat. It only went 335 to right center field, but it does not matter because the Angels have taken over the USA. And if you like this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this Imperialism video right here as well. Today, all 30 teams will be battling out to be the last team standing, but this is no ordinary Imperialism because after every game, the winning team will have 1 player deleted from their roster. So comment down below who you think's gonna win, and let's see who's gonna be playing in the very first game of this video. Is it gonna be the Royals or is it gonna land on the Angels? No, it'll be the Royals, meaning we can go anywhere. Which direction will the Royals be headed? If they head east, which they might, they're gonna take on the Cardinals. A one-time Imperialism winner on this channel could be going down first. First AB of this Imperialism, Michael has worked a 9-pitch AB, and he's gonna crush that ball. 97 off the bat, right field, into a corner. Oh, it's terribly played by Victor Scott out there. What was bro looking at? Michael's going 3. He's in there safe. First AB of the Imperialism, and we have a leadoff triple by the Royals. Surely Bobby Witt Jr. is gonna take care of business as well and drive him in, but he's in a 2-strike count. Looking at his bat like there's a hole in it, Bobby. There's not a hole. You might just be bad. He's not been off to a great start this season. But Bobby's gonna ground it up the middle, infield in. The Royals are immediately taking a lead. If the Royals walk away with just 1 run here in this first inning, I would say that's a bit of a disappointment. And the Cardinals definitely have a chance to bring it back. But Bobby Witt is for sure going to score. Can the runner from first score as well? It was Caglione on first, and Victor Scott is having one of the worst days in the outfield I've ever seen. The Royals are up 3-0. Unfortunately for the Royals, though, we're seeing a little bit of shades of 2026 Cole Raggins, who has not had a great year so far. And he may get a pop-up here from Nathan Church to get out of it, though. Oh my goodness, Salvador Perez, he tried to drop it. But we have a 3-2 game headed into the second inning. But the Cardinals are not looking to go down on the very first game. Matt Strum is on the bump, and he's struggling. He's already given up 2 base runners, and the star young phenom, JJ Weatherholt's up. 2-2 count. Oh, and he just fouls it off. And down goes Weatherholt, a huge strikeout for the Royals. They want a chance to win this game. And an insane diving play by Pasquantino might just keep the Royals alive, as they're going to turn to Lucas Erceg here. Unfortunately for Erceg, he has managed to load the bases here with Ivan Herrera up, who I think is a criminally underrated player, but Pasquantino once again is keeping the Royals alive. And for some reason, the Royals have left Erceg in here still at 30 pitches, but he is 1 strike away from ending this game. Nathan Church up to bat. And there it is. Royals advance. The Cardinals, a one-time Imperialism winner, they're eliminated after game 1. But that's not the only elimination. We need to figure out what player from the Royals is being deleted, and they may just get lucky and be number 26, meaning their 26th best player, aka the worst player on their team, is getting the lead. So who's gonna face off in our very second game? No stars eliminated just yet, but I have a feeling that's gonna change. However, the Rockies, if they manage to win, they don't really have anyone to lose anyway. Let's figure out which direction they head though, because if they do head east, the Royals are gonna play back-to-back games, and it looks like we're gonna see the Royals once again playing back-to-back games. This time though, they have Carlos Estevez on the team, who was on their AAA roster. So in fact, I think they've actually gotten better. Although Estevez isn't great in real life this year. Cole Ragans still around the Royals, although he did not pitch very good in the first game. That being said, he started this game with 2 strikeouts against the Rockies. That shouldn't be too surprising. And just like that, Ragans works a clean first inning. The Royals bats were pretty good in game 1 versus the Cardinals. I'm interested to see if they can continue that though. But it looks like they will. Michael Garcia is going to start this game with a base hit, and the Royals are looking to be a dominant team already. However, the curse of winning more games early means that there's more chances to lose players such as Bobby Witt Jr., who they almost lost last time as he ropes a single up the middle. Royals have 2 out already. But just like that, Kyle Freeland has locked in and struck out 2 in a row, and the Royals are at risk of choking this. And now Caglione has a 2-strike count. Are the Royals about to choke getting 2 on in the first inning against Kyle Freeland? Lefty-lefty. It's a tough matchup. It's a ground ball, and this game is gonna stay tied through the first inning. The Rockies could only hold on for so long though, with Lane Thomas getting a big RBI double for the Royals. That would be all they needed to secure the win in this game. If this lands on 1 and Bobby Witt has to go away, then obviously the Royals are cooked. But they're going to get lucky again. This time, it's going to be player number 25. Luinder Avila? I don't even know who that is. He's being sent back down to AAA. And coming up is going to be Ryan Berger, who is actually a higher overall. So again, the Royals are somehow improving during this process. I think we've seen enough Royals for a little bit though, so hopefully we can get somebody in a different part of the country. Is it gonna land on the Royals again? Oh my goodness, it's the Houston Astros. I really thought we were about to have the Royals for a 3rd game. On the respin here, it looks like we're gonna go west, which means we're getting a Lone Star Showdown early in this video. One of my favorite parts about doing these Imperialism videos is getting the fun regional rivalries happening with some stakes on the line. And now that we have the Astros up, actually, there's something I'm forgetting. Because I lost a challenge in a recent video where I have to wear an Astros jersey for an entire video, so here we are. I'm still not going to root for them, but I'll have the Astros jersey on for the rest of this video. The Rangers, for some reason, would go with Eovaldi on the mound over DeGrom in this game, but when you have 2 ace-caliber pitchers, I guess it doesn't matter too much. And with Brandon Nimmo hitting a big double to kickstart the Rangers offensively, maybe the Rangers were going to win the Lone Star Showdown. But the Astros will hit Corey Seager, so that'll bring Jake Berger up, and the Rangers have a huge chance here in the first inning to do something, but this might be a double play ball. There's 1, 2, and it's a double play. This game is all tied up into the second, but it would take all the way until the 4th inning to finally see some runs in this game when Josh Smith would hit a ground ball through the infield and the Rangers would walk it off. But the Rangers don't get to just walk away free. They have to eliminate a player. Who is that player going to be? Oh, it's going to be a good one. Is it going to be player 2 or player 3? I think this might be Wyatt Langford. I was wrong on all of them. It's Nate Eovaldi, which isn't that bad for the Rangers because DeGrom is going to start every game in this Imperialism. But losing Eovaldi doesn't really hurt them. That's the benefit of having one of the best rotations in baseball. So let's find out which team we have coming up next. Who will it be? We are going to be headed up to the Northeast with the New York Mets. And who are they going to be attacking? Are they going to get a chance to face the Yankees? No. Headed east, they're actually going to take on the Red Sox. And while Boba may only have one home run in real life, he's starting his Imperialism journey with a bang in this video, as 2026 Scarecrow Shea would show up, which might be a bad sign for the Red Sox. The Mets won't score anymore though. However, based off what we saw that last game, one run could be enough to advance. But we got a new game here. Freddie Peralta giving up that run is going to be a bit of an issue, and I thought that was going to be a broken bat single for a second, but it is Caleb Durbin, so he's not going to get a hit. The Mets managed to work through the inning though, and with their leadoff hitter in Lindor back up, it's time to see if they can take a lead here going into the bottom of the third. Well, Lindor didn't do anything, so here we are. Boba home run in his first AB. The first home run we've seen in this series so far. Can he hit a second? Can we get a second Boba home run? Oh, that was the pitch. Oh, Bo's gonna strike out. And I got a feeling that this game is fully in the hands of the Red Sox, especially now that Aroldis Chapman's coming in. And it would be in the hands of the Red Sox after Chapman shut down the Mets. Jarren Duran would hit this walk-off, and it was time to see who the Sox would eliminate. And being eliminated with the Mets, who is the player that we are going to be eliminating from the Red Sox? Ooh, it is going to be a good player. It's going to be good. Player number 2. Let's find out who this is. Oh, Aroldis Chapman. He was clutch in just that last game, helping them live with a couple clutch innings. He's going to be going to AAA. Red Sox are definitely the first team that has taken a massive blow in this video that I think is going to significantly hurt their chances of winning this Imperialism. But we continue on. Which team is going to put their players at the risk next along with all of their land? It is going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates. So depending on where this lands, we might be seeing the new look Red Sox right here if we're going north, but we're not going to be. We're going to be headed south, meaning the Pirates are going to be taking on the Baltimore Orioles. One thing about a team like the Pirates in Imperialism is that they get to throw Paul Skeens every single game. And in 3-inning games, we're not sure exactly if the stamina properly tracks. So Paul Skeens may be able to pitch a ton in this Imperialism. So even though the Pirates don't score in the first, they're very much alive here. And yep, Paul Skeens would do just that. He struck out the side, and the Orioles are going to have to find a way to get through Paul Skeens. On the other hand, the Pirates are going to have to find a way to score a run at any point in time. Ryan O'Hearn is going to strike out, and just like that, there's already out here in the second inning. I cannot believe the Orioles are choking like this, but now there's a runner on second and third with just one out here, and that ball is going to be grounded right at Gunnar. So the Orioles are going to get the 2 outs here. They're going to be alive. You got to get through Nick Gonzalez, which if you're the Orioles, you would hope that you could do that. And it looks like they will. Gonzalez will ground out. The Orioles stay alive, but in front of them is still Paul Skeens on the mound. Eventually in this game, somebody has to score. And with the Royals already in their bullpen, I guess I give the lean a little bit to the Pirates, especially with Joey Bart starting the third inning off with a single. Oh, Brian Reynolds into a gap. That ball is down. O'Neal Cruz is for sure scoring. Will Brandon Lau score as well? I got a feeling he just might. There it is. Okay. I was thinking surely he's going to score. Pirates take a 2-0 lead. And with a 3-run lead, the Pirates are leaving in Paul Skeens here for the third inning. And that's what I'm talking about, where a team like the Pirates can be kind of dangerous. However, if they win and then have to lose Paul Skeens, they're done for. But a 1-2 count to Mountcastle. Winning is what matters right now. That's just off the plate. But it is not going to matter. Taylor Ward grounds out. The Pirates win. But will they keep on to Paul Skeens? There's only one way to find out. It's looking like Skeens is going to be safe. And in fact, they're probably going to end up getting rid of somebody who's not great, 13th. So middle of the pack. So they are going to lose Marcell Ozuna, who is a starter for them. Moving down to AAA. Who are they going to be calling up, though? Since they lost a position player, we are going to replace him with his position player. So Jared Triolo, he's not that much worse. And the next team up, it looks like the Royals are back again. I'm sorry, Royals fans, but I got a feeling that y'all can't keep surviving just losing all these players. But let's figure out which direction they're going to go. They could be taking on the Rangers, who would be playing their second game as well. However, they're going to be headed north and taking on the Minnesota Twins. Although O'Ragans isn't pitching. The Royals have Ryan Bergeron in. Oh, Josh Bell sends that ball in a gap.
Brian Burgert on the mound instead of Cole Ragans, and it is immediately going to kill the Royals as the Twins take a 1-0 lead here in the first inning.
But after getting a runner on first and second, India would crush this ball to the wall for what I thought would be a simple sac fly that would advance the runner to third, but I was wrong.
Oh my goodness, the Royals! I can't believe they did that. They just went second to home on a fly ball to center field. Buxton was a little lazy to grab it, and just like that, we have a tie game. That ball is going to be down. It'll be first and third. No, it's going to be first and second. And Isaac Collins, he'll start the fourth with a ball in the cap. That's going to score a run. Royals in the lead here. They are looking to be scrappy and keep living. Just like this, I think the Royals are going to take home the win. Yes, they will. They advance to 3-0, which also means they're losing their third player. Now, they've been pretty lucky so far, and the first two players they've lost have been nobodies that are going to help them. But this is going to be player number 8, meaning they're probably going to lose a starting player. But in fact, no, they're actually going to lose a starting pitcher, Michael Waka, who you think that they would use, but they didn't even use him last game. So he's going down to AAA, and in return, Steven Kolik's coming up. So the Royals are somehow not getting worse throughout this entire process.
The next game would have the Padres attacking the Diamondbacks, and after Cronenworth hit this home run in the second inning, things were looking good for San Diego. But they decided to leave in Michael King, even with the bases loaded in the third. And as Mason Miller watched from the bullpen, the Diamondbacks would tie this game up, staying tied until the 7th inning, where the Padres would finally score again and close this game out with a 3-2 win.
Now, for how long that game took, I'm sorry, Padres, but I kind of hope we get rid of somebody good. I don't know if you deserve to be in this video, but getting rid of the 14th best Padre player, I don't think that's going to be too hurtful. RIP Castellanos, your time is gone. You're going down to AAA. And replace you is going to be Alex Verdugo. So definitely a downgrade, but one that I don't think is going to make too much of a difference. And the next team that will be attacking is going to be, the Giants. So Padres could be going back-to-back here. Just kidding. I looked at the map, and there are a ton of teams between the Giants and the Padres. The Padres won't be going back-to-back here. And anyways, with the Giants attacking north, that means they're going to be taking on the Mariners. Can the Giants put something together here in the first inning? They've managed to get 2 on versus Gilbert. They have Heliot Ramos up, who is a pretty good bat, and he's going to rope that one down the line, but it'll be just foul. Ramos is just going to pop up, though. I don't think that'll drop in. It won't. Mariners look to take a lead. I don't know if anybody wants to win this game, truly. We've had a couple games in a row where just not sure if either team deserves to stay alive. Giants have decided to keep Caleb Killian in this entire time, and he's up to 40 pitches with a runner on third and 1 out. Once again, one of these bad decisions, managerial bullpen-wise, has to be punished. That ball is going to drop in. It'll be down, and we have a punishment. The Mariners walk it off and advance in the Imperialism. But what player will they lose? It looks like it's going to be a pretty decent one. We have player 6 on a good Mariners team. This is going to be a good player. Oh, no, they lose Andres Munoz. That is a huge loss for the Mariners. But for now, we move on to the next team. Who will it be? Maybe we see one of the Mariners or the Red Sox. Both teams have lost their closer, but we're going to see the Washington Nationals. And the Nats are going to be headed east, meaning they're taking on the Pirates, and we get to see Paul Skeens again. Just like that, though, Paul Skeens is giving up a leadoff single, so maybe he's not going to be as perfect as we thought. I was just about to say, the Pirates might be my sneaky pick to win it all just because of Paul Skeens, but if we're already giving up a single in the first inning, you're not going to get deep in the game, and you might even give up enough runs to lose before you get pulled. And Skeens is giving up back-to-back hits now. We have a runner on first and possibly third. No, it'll be first and second, but there is nobody out here for the Nationals. And Paul Skeens walks a guy. We have bases loaded. Paul Skeens, 20 pitches into this game, does not have an out. And you know what? I made a mistake. Bubba Chandler's pitching. How have I just realized that Paul Skeens wasn't pitching? I just assumed he was starting. It was Bubba Chandler. And there is another base hit. The Nationals are going to be up 2-0 already, all because Paul Skeens wasn't started.
While the Nats would end up scoring 5, the Pirates weren't just going to roll over. With the early season star and Brandon Lau up to bat, he'd managed to crush this ball, hitting a home run like he's done so often to begin 2026, and the Pirates would tie this game up.
Oh, Brian Reynolds, he sends it. The Pirates, even though they've started Bubba Chandler for some reason. It doesn't matter. They stormed all the way back to walk it off and take their second win of this Imperialism. But would they be losing Paul Skeens in the process? You know, if you're not going to start him anyway, might as well just have him eliminated, right? Although, no, they are going to have their 19th best player eliminated. This is hardly going to be a loss at all for the Pirates. Let's figure out which team is next. Also, sorry, I couldn't do the jersey anymore. It doesn't even fit me properly. I'll buy a better Astros jersey if we have to do that again. But until then, we got the Chicago Cubs up next. And the Cubs are going to be headed north and taking on the Brewers. The Brewers are putting up a fight, though. Woodruff on the mound is dealing, and he is going to work through a clean 2 innings. Not even giving up a hit. Edward Cabrera, he had a good first inning for the Cubs, but as you can see, he did throw 25 pitches. So that's going to be an issue, especially when you're on the verge of maybe walking Garrett Mitchell here. We have a 2-1 count. That ball is going to be up the middle. Diving play by Horner. That's what he's good at. And there will be 1 down. Cubs don't want to hit, though. They don't even want to swing the bats. He's just going down looking, and we're on to the bottom of the 3rd. I hope the Brewers walk it off. But no, the Brewers actually don't want to score either. Here we are again. Could this drive in a run, though? We have a runner on 3rd, a semi-deep fly ball into left field. Michael Bush was at the plate. Oh, my goodness, what a terrible throw in. The Cubs are going to finally score. He's going to work out of this, though. Nico Horner up, not much of a hitter. Although he has actually been hitting really good this year. I believe in one of my fantasy leagues, he's the #1 second baseman so far this season, which is kind of crazy after signing that extension. I'd have been a bit of a steal for the Cubs.
Nope.
However, what good does that extension do you if he doesn't come through in the ance larmstrong MLB The Show Imperialism? The first one of 2026, he strikes out. Cubs bullpen, can they come through here? 1 strike away from staying alive in the Imperialism. Yes, they do. Who's going to be eliminated, though? It's going to be a decent player here. Player number 9. Actually, Carson Kelly, I think that they're going to be able to manage without him. Let's move him down to AAA. Seiya Suzuki, I guess due to his injury, is actually a AAA. So he's the highest rated AAA player that went on the team. He's getting called up. The Cubs just got better. And our next team up is going to be the Pirates once again. Maybe this time we'll get to see Paul Skeens, as they are going to be headed to the north. Yes, they're going to be going north. Meaning they'll be taking on the Boston Red Sox, who don't have Aroldis Chapman. Red Sox go with Peyton Toll on the bump. They said Garrett Crochet, who needs him? They started Garrett Crochet in the first game, but they're going the rookie in game 2. I don't know. No, maybe some of these teams know what they're doing more than I do by not starting their aces. I really have no idea what's causing that. But you know what? Crochet, he's a little older. He doesn't make that play. Riddle's the hero of the Pirates last game, ending that insane comeback. But he's going to be no hero in the first inning here, as he's just going to softly ground out. Okay, Paul Skeens on the bump. Let's go Pirates. They know what they're doing. With Skeens pitching, though, you know the Pirates defense isn't going to perform well behind him, and this saver would put the Red Sox in good position to score early. Skeens, though, just decided to strike out the first 2 batters of the inning, and he'll get a pop-up from the 3rd batter. But hold your breath, folks. It's the Pirates outfield. You had to make it look sus, but they do get the out. Pirates starting to cook a little bit with Skeens on the mound. Hey, as long as Skeens is pitching, I go back to my statement that I think the Pirates are my favorite to win this all. They have just enough hitting that in a 3-inning game, you can string something together. But Paul Skeens, Dennis Santana, those are nasty. Jake Mangum, not so nasty. He strikes out. And there it is, Connor Griffin into right field. Will that score a run? We might have a play at the plate. It's not a good throw, but the runner's out. Oh, it wasn't a great send. I don't think it was too weakly hit. And now you're going to rely on Jared Triolo to come up with a big swing here to get out of this. And I thought he sent it down the line, but it's going to go foul. Yeah, you can't count on Jared Triolo to come through with a big hit. The Pirates kind of choked that. If they would have had the bases loaded, that would have been enough to drive in a run, but instead, it's still 0-0. You don't want Skeens to go too deep pitch-wise, as that ball's into a gap. I don't think it's going to be caught. Only 94 off the bat, but it's getting off the green monster. It'll be a double for Rafaela, I assume, and a 2-out bottom 2 double. Skeens going to stay in the game, though. That's definitely the right decision, I think. You trust a guy like Paul Skeens to get you out of this, as Narvaez is just going to softly ground out, and we're out of the 3rd inning. And after Brian Reynolds came this close to being a hero again for the Pirates, coming up just short, the Pirates bullpen wouldn't be able to hold on to this lead any longer. no Roman Anthony. It doesn't matter. I was hyping up Dennis Santana. I've been hyping up the Pirates and the Red Sox. Even without a Aroldis Chapman, absolutely demolish them and walk it off. That guy's hands are going straight through the barrier there. That looks good. The Red Sox are already down a star player, though, and they didn't even start Garrett Crochet in this game. But for this next one, they're going to lose player 19, so it's not going to be too big of a hit. We still have a lot of teams and players that need to be eliminated in this Imperialism. So who is going to be next? Oh, we're getting another back-to-back. I don't know how this keeps happening, but the Cubs are going again. I kind of feel bad for the Royals at this point because they've already lost 3 players, and once again, they're not starting Cole Ragans. I can't explain it. I don't know what is causing that to happen, but Ryan Berger's on the mound. They won last time with them, so you never know. And they survived losing a 4th player, though. That's going to be a little tougher. Full count, PCA. What is he going to do with it? Will he come through for the Cubs? He's going to walk. Back-to-back walks. Are they going to leave in Berger? They will. He's up to 30 pitches this inning. Things are looking a little rough. Seiya is now added to the Cubs because he was actually on the AAA team, and maybe he should have stayed there because he's going to ground out in his first AB. But right out the gate, Michael Garcia comes through with a perfect single, and the Royals, they just keep playing. They just keep hitting. They just keep performing. Maybe they're the team of destiny, even if they lose half their team. And Bobby Witt Jr. is going to drop one in as well. They're not going to go first or third on it, but back-to-back singles for the Royals. This team is nasty, bro. I don't know what else to say at this point. Oh, my goodness. It is perfect from Starling Marte. 3 hits in a row. 2 were perfect. 1 run will score. Will Bobby score from first? It's a bad throw in. He absolutely will. And the Royals are up 2-1 in the first inning. But the Cubs are trying to claw their way back in. They've scored a run already, and they have a runner on third. That ball is in the air. It is down. We have a tie game in Kansas City. Oh, Ian Happ down a line. How did he pull that ball? It's gone. Oh my, Chicago has gone crazy with the bats this game. And that's going to be roped into a gap as well. It's back-to-back home runs for the Cubs. The Royals have completely imploded. I was just about to say, you know what? I'm going to root for the Royals the rest of the way because I like the scrappy hits they're putting together. But after giving up back-to-back home runs, it's 5-2 now, and I don't know if the Royals bats can make up that much. And a diving play by Nico Horner. Cubs are going to pick up the win, their second of the video. That also means they're going to lose their second player. However, the first player they lost ended up being an upgrade. So let's see if they get that lucky again. All right, Cubs, which player is it going to be? Oh, this is going to be a good player. Oh, no. It's going to be a good player. Number 3, maybe? Could be Alex Bregman, possibly. Maybe PCA. I am sorry, Cubs, but Shota Imanaga is going to AAA. Or I don't think all is lost, though, because if we head on over here to the AAA, they do have Cade Horton down there right now since he's injured in real life, along with Justin Steele and Matthew Boyd. Why do the Cubs have an entire rotation in AAA that's just hurt in real life? That's a little unfortunate. But for the purpose of this video, Cade Horton, welcome back to the MLB. The Cubs are going to be surviving. Will the Cubs have to play 3 games in a row, though? I doubt it. I hope that they won't. And it's going to be the Texas Rangers up next, which if they do attack north here, they will actually be playing the Cubs. So the Cubs could be going again, but instead they're going to be headed east. And the Rays are just a little bit closer east than the Braves are. So we have a Rangers versus Rays matchup. Now, the Rangers and Rays have honestly, I feel like matched up a lot in the postseason. I think that they played 3 different times for a Rays team that hasn't been around that long and a Rangers team that hasn't made the playoffs a ton. And the Rangers have won every single one of those matchups, I'm pretty sure. So this might be a chance at redemption for the Rays, or it's just going to be the Rangers asserting their dominance over Tampa Bay even more. All right, Berger's going to walk as well. So we have 2 on, but oh, wait, we have a challenge. I thought that was a ball. I got to be honest. I thought it was a ball. It wasn't even close. Don't let me be an umpire. Do not let me be an umpire. I'd be worse than Angel Hernandez out there. Instead of a walk, we have a full count here. 17th pitch from Rasmussen. I thought that was a ball too, but Berger bails him out with a foul ball. And Berger's going to end up just popping up to end the first inning. The Rangers, though, do have quite a powerful tool in these 3-inning games, and that's the fact that Jacob deGrom gets to pitch every single one of them. deGrom has allowed a couple base runners here, and a 3-1 count to Mullins is going to run full. He does have a couple strikeouts to go with things as well, so will he get one more strikeout this inning? No, he's going to get a pop-up, and both innings get some runners on, but they're going to end with pop-ups. He does have a couple strikeouts to go with things as well, so will he get one more strikeout this inning? No, he's going to get a pop-up, and both innings get some runners on, but they're going to end with pop-ups. It would take 6 innings, but just like anytime the Rangers have played the Rays in the playoffs, they would secure the win thanks to that Corey Seager blast. However, they would lose Brandon Nimmo in the process, while the next matchup would see the Cubs back again, this time taking on the White Sox. But just like the Cubs have done in every game so far, even though they give up a few early runs, it wouldn't matter. And they would go on to win, but they would lose another key player in Michael Busch. So I'm not sure how much more the Cubs can stand to lose. Winning a lot of games in this Imperialism in this format is a bit of a bad thing. So the Oakland Athletics, they're actually going to get their very first chance to play. And if they head east, they're going to be taking on a Cubs team that just keeps losing players, and they might be, I think, that it's just going to be south, meaning that the Dodgers are going to get their first chance in this Imperialism. Here we go. The bright side of this, though, is that if the Dodgers win, they're going to lose a player, and maybe they lose Ohtani, and then they just pitch Yamamoto instead. So I don't know how much of a loss that's actually going to be. The Dodgers are so deep that they could lose their 15th player and it's still going to be really good, but then they're still also going to be insane at the same time. So I don't know how this is going to go. This would be an insane upset, but we've seen some insane upsets before in these Imperialisms, but I think Ohtani's going to bear down and get through this inning. That's a big strikeout. There it is. Jeff McNeil's going to ground out, and maybe that was the A's best chance to score this game. Dodgers with runners on their corners, just 1 out here, and the way that their bullpen is set up with how nasty it is, 1 run might be enough to keep the A's completely off the board here. And this is a 3-1 count. It's not looking good, A's. It's not looking good at all. I don't think you can load the bases, and it's not like there's really a hole in this lineup, although Alex Friedman may be one of the closest things to that. And he's just going to ground it through a hole. Dodgers are going to take a lead, and I fear that might be enough for them to secure the win. Dodgers are going to get more than just the 1 run they needed anyway. They're going to end up putting up 4, and Langoliers at a 2-strike count is going to strike out. So the Dodgers are unsurprisingly going to win this game, but who are they going to lose? If they start losing a ton of players, maybe an inevitable Dodgers victory in this Imperialism isn't going to happen, and it might just be the 8th player on their team, but that's still going to be a pretty good player because their 8th player is Will Smith. So that is a pretty big loss for the Dodgers, I won't lie. Let's see who's next, though. Maybe the Dodgers have to start playing a ton of games in a row and losing a lot of players if they want to stay in this Imperialism. And with the Padres up next, they won't be taking on the Dodgers, but who will they be going after? It's going to be North, so they're going to play the Angels. And with Jose Soriano on the bump for the Angels, he was pitching like he has been in real life in 2026, mowing down the Padres hitters, meaning this Zach Neto home run would be enough of a lead for the Angels to win this game, but they would lose Joe Adell in that process, so their next game would be a tougher win. However, we'd be moving back to the East Coast with the Yankees and Phillies slowing down. Phillies, Yankees, 2 great teams, 2 big markets. Fried on the bump. He's going to get a 2-2 count against Trey Turner to start this game. Max Fried has been pitching really well so far this season. I unfortunately traded him in one of my dynasty baseball leagues, and sometimes I regret that as Trey Turner flies out to Aaron Judge to start this game. Fried is going to work a very clean first inning, effective as well. They do have to go against Christopher Sanchez, so Fried versus Sanchez here is quite a matchup, and we know that this is a big stage as well, so when Judge comes up to bat, we're not going to be expecting too much. Aaron Judge? Did I talk enough trash for you to come through? Yes, he does. On a big stage against Christopher Sanchez, Aaron Judge, it's a Yankees Mickey Mouse home run, just 92 off the bat. What are we doing, Yankee Stadium? And oh my, the bats are alive for the Phillies. Alec Boehm off of Max Fried. We're giving up a home run to Alec Boehm, Max Fried. What are we doing? Trent Grisham, will it be fair? I think it's going to go foul. Oh my goodness, 5 feet outside the pole. Trent Grisham tried to end it. Full count the Judge. What are you going to do with it, Aaron?
He is going to crush a ball to center field, but it's going to be caught, and so we have extra innings once again. Phillies are going to get a base hit here off Justin Crawford. The ball was in for the Yankees. Is it going to score a run? Yes, it will. The Phillies have a lead. Oh, the Phillies are not done. Bryce Harper drops in a ball. That is going to score 2, I believe, and they're up 4-1. Judge up as the last chance for the Yankees here. We've gone to the bottom of the 6th, and can Judge keep the Yankees alive? Oh, no. What are we doing there at third base? Caballero started running on the ball in the dirt, and he gets thrown out, and just like that, the Yankees are eliminated. As for the Phillies, though, what player are they going to have to lose? It's not going to be that big of a loss. It'll be their 15th best player. However, that is Jose Alvarado, who was just crucial in saving that last game. He's gone. What do we have next in our Imperialism? The next team on the chopping block to possibly lose. We're staying in the Northeast with the Blue Jays. And since the Blue Jays only have one team around them, and that's the Boston Red Sox, that's who they're going to be taking on. Yoshida up here in the 2nd for the Red Sox, and Gausman has been kind of dealing. He's staying in this game. He did walk about her, and that's why there's a runner on first base, but a 1-2 count to Yoshida, and the bottom of this Red Sox lineup isn't the scariest of all time. And let's not forget, the Red Sox do not have Aroldis Chapman anymore. So as this game goes on, their bullpen is much worse, and I think that's going to give a little bit of an advantage to the Blue Jays, especially as Kevin Gausman's absolutely dealing. He has 5 strikeouts already. If he gets Rafaela right here, he will have struck out all 6 batters that he's gotten out in this game, but it's going to be a full count. Can Gausman do it? Will he strike out 6 batters in 2 innings? Yes, he will. Oh, my goodness. No challenge for Rafaela. I thought it was maybe off, but Gausman is absolutely dealing, and the Red Sox are going to have to go to Tyler Urbestein. Marshall's going to end up walking, which is going to bring up Vlad Jr. Man, I bet you the Red Sox wish they had a Aroldis Chapman right now, because a 3-1 count to Vlad Jr. is probably the last place you want to be here. This is not a good place for the Red Sox to be, and they're going to walk him. Honestly, I think he could have done worse. Uberstein needs a ground ball right here. You can work a double play, but you'll take a strikeout, a ground ball away from getting out of it. It's going to be a ground ball up the middle. The play at second. He's out. A double play. Okamoto. Bases loaded. Nobody out. The Blue Jays choke. The Red Sox just stole third with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Why? Like, if you can steal third, you're just going to score on a base hit. What are you doing? I mean, a pass ball, I guess you're setting up, but, like, that's so risky for no reason. Absolutely no reason that's so risky. But it's going to be a base hit. And honestly, okay, you know what? Maybe they wouldn't have won from second on that play. Red Sox walk it off. Red Sox have already lost 1 really good player, so I'd feel bad if they have to eliminate a second. And no, they're not going to. It's going to be a bad player. So Connor Wong, your time on the Red Sox is done. Next team up, who are we going to have? We are going to see the Mariners. And they're either going west and taking on the Cubs, or they're going any other direction and taking on the Dodgers. So Mariners versus Dodgers, here we go. Oh my goodness, Cal Raleigh off Shohei Ohtani. He's not doing that in real life this year a whole lot, but he's doing it here at Imperialism. That matters a little bit more, and maybe the Dodgers have met their match here with the Mariners. Ohtani trying to help himself out here. Muncy has walked. Ohtani's gotten a hit. Now Freddie Freeman is up. This lineup just does not end. Even though they don't have Will Smith, I don't think it really matters for them. But Freddie is going to ground into a double play for sure. That old man cannot run. So who's next? Of course, Kyle Tucker. I mean, this lineup is dumb. As a Rangers fan right now, I'm having to watch them go against this lineup. It's not fair. Every fan of an NL West team, I sincerely apologize. Something's got to change, man. It's not fair. It's not fair what the Dodgers can do. But it is fair that Kyle Tucker is striking out in the 1st inning. Mariners are trying to close this out, though. They've added 2 insurance runs, but they do not have Andres Munoz. They lost him in their 1st game, so it's going to be down to Matt Brash to close this out. And there's a second out. Dalton Rushing is going to ground out, however. Top of the lineup up for the Dodgers. Max Muncy up. He walked in the 1st, so things can change very, very quickly if you're the Dodgers here. Although Muncy leadoff is a little interesting, and it's a 1-2 count. Mariners, 1 strike away from eliminating the Dodgers here, but it's not going to be on that pitch. 2-2 count. Will the Dodgers be eliminated? The best team at baseball. Are they going home? Down 3, bottom 3. Muncy strikes out. The Mariners win, and the Dodgers are eliminated. How much are the Mariners going to have to pay for eliminating the Dodgers? It's not going to be bad.
is just going to be their 18th best player. So Dominic Canzone, that's not too big of a loss at all. We are starting to get up to it. There are not many teams left in this Imperialism. So who is going to be next? I think we are going to get a first-time game here from the Reds, who still have their full team. And they're going to be going south, meaning they're taking on the Atlanta Braves. With the Braves having Sale on the bump, he would tear through the Reds lineup with ease. And while the Reds had a 2025 All-Star in Andrew Abbott, he was looking more like 2026 Andrew Abbott, loading the bases before Drake Baldwin would come through in a big way off the Reds bullpen, which would be enough to secure the win for the Braves. However, losing their 11th best player would mean a key reliever in Tyler Kinley was eliminated as well. We are getting down to the wire. Some teams still have lost nobody. They've played no games. The Phillies, though, are not one of those teams. And in fact, we don't even need to know which direction they're attacking because the Phillies are completely surrounded by the Red Sox. With Garrett Crochet on the mound for the Red Sox and Christopher Sanchez on the mound for the Phillies, these are two of the best lefties in the game. And I got a feeling we might be in for a bit of a pitcher's duel as Garrett Crochet makes absolutely quick work of the Phillies lineup. Crochet has ran into some trouble here in the second, but he's one pitch from getting out of this. The 1-2 on the way, and it just misses up and in. I thought in real life, Adolis Garcia is swinging at that 100%, but here it will be the show. He's taking stone cold. Philly's trying to load the bases here in the second inning. Dylan Moore on deck, though, is not looking good, but it doesn't matter because Adolis Garcia is striking out. Sanchez, though, right now for the Phillies, absolutely dealing. He does have a 3-1 count here, but that ball's back up the middle. He's going to pick it up, throw it easy over to first, and we are on to the third inning. Full count to Schwarber. A fly ball gives the Phillies the lead in the third inning. I was going to say he's probably going to strike out because that's how it usually goes, but he ropes it down the line. Is he going to get a double out of it as well? No, absolutely not, but the Phillies are taking a lead. And the Phillies are going to have enough to secure the win, taking down the Red Sox and controlling the entirety of the Northeast. Well, it cost the Phillies a player that could cost them this Imperialism. Player 12, it's kind of 50-50. But Aaron only going away is not going to hurt the Phillies at all. They have Christopher Sanchez for these games, so he's gone. And the next team we're going to have up, are the Tigers finally going to play, or is this going to stay with the Cubs? No, Tigers playing their first game of this Imperialism. Now, in terms of their playing, they're either going to be taking on the Cubs with a chance to get their 4th win already, or the Guardians to have a chance at their very first game, but it's going to be the Cubs. Now, the Cubs have been doing this thing where they give up runs to start every game and then just score a million. And with a double given up there by Gleyber Torres that I think is actually a single somehow, maybe they're going to do that again. I can't believe that was only a single. Although Riley Green crushes that ball over the head, but if Gleyber can't get the second on a ball off the wall, he's not scoring, is he? In a ball in the gap, Gleyber Torres out at home. Buddy, why are you not on second after your hit? Cubs are about to be in the best spot they've been in this entire game. Down 2 runs to the Tigers. They've been down 2 runs multiple times before, but in every one of those games they've won. And the comeback is already on. Cubs with a solo homer to start this inning. Scooball staying in though, and he's gonna get a big out. But Nico Hoerner's coming through with a base hit, and I think Scooball might have to come out of this game. And if he does, Cubs are probably gonna attack this Tigers bullpen. Yeah, he's coming out. Kyle Finnegan's coming in. The way the Cubs been hitting, PCA in the 7-hole. Oh, I'd be worried if I was a Tigers fan right now. I really would be. PCA's gonna ground out though. There's one over to first. It's a big double play. Cubs far and away have been the best team of this Imperialism so far. They've hit well. They haven't pitched as well, but they've absolutely crushed the ball unlike any other team. Can the Tigers show up late in this video, come out of left field, and rock the Cubs? One pitch away from doing it. Kinley fires. That ball is into left field. It's going to be down, and it might be a double. Let's see if Ian Happ's getting to second. No, he's definitely not, so it's just a single. However, Bregman is going to ground out, and assuming there's not an error, the Tigers come in and take down the Cubs. Tigers were a team definitely fueled by the fact that they have 3 Scooball. So if they lose their best player here, it's going to be rough, but they're not going to be sweating losing player 19 at all. So Jake Rogers, you're going down to AAA. Less than 10 teams remain. 2 still haven't played, but the Braves already have played. They're going to get a chance for their second game here, but which direction are they going? If they head to the south, we are going to have our first game for the Marlins, but no, they're going north. With the Braves back up taking on the Guardians in the next game, this home run from Matt Olson would be all Atlanta needed as Chris Sale would deal for them, and they'd eventually win 6-0.
picking up their second win of the video, which would also mean their second elimination. That being said, we're one spin taking away a guy like Chris Sale, Ronald Acuña Jr., Matt Olson, one of the many stars on the Braves team, away from that changing in player number 9. It's going to be a pretty good player. Ooh, Ozzy Albies going away. I mean, he's not as good as he once was, but he's still a big part of this Braves team, and he is now gone. Only one team left on this map who has not played, and that is the Miami Marlins, but I don't think they're going to be playing here. Actually, I lied. Rangers have a little bit of territory just above, so if this is south, it's going to be the Marlins, but no, it's going to be west, meaning that the Rangers are taking on the Angels in an AL West showdown. Soriano wants to get on the mound for the Angels, who in real life today absolutely pitched another gem, and he's starting with striking out Wyatt Langford. I believe I said in the first game the Angels played, he's kind of the early season favorite for the Cy Young. That was actually before he pitched again today, and he absolutely dealt. I mean, he is on one of the most insane starts to a season that any pitcher has had in a long time. And he's going to get Corey Seager to ground out, but oh no, we have an error. You cannot let Corey Seager get on by an error. However, having watched a lot of Jose Soriano pitch last year, that is the most Angels play I've ever seen. He's pitching great. The Angels give up a runner on an error, and then like Evan Carter hits it 99 off the bat into left field. It's gonna be deep, and it's down. Was Corey Seager running was the question. If he was, he's gonna score. Otherwise, they might have to hold him, and they will. But this is Angels baseball, I fear. Full count to Burger. What does Soriano have here? Is he gonna get the strikeout? No, he's gonna walk the bases loaded. I mean, you have a force at any base, and Josh Young is the type of hitter who absolutely will ground into a double play to get him out of it, but he's going perfect up the middle. One run is scoring for the Rangers. Is Evan Carter gonna score? Surely he will. And the Rangers were up 2-0 on Soriano. And with DeGrom on the mound for the Rangers, not only would they absolutely attack the Angels bullpen, DeGrom is going for a complete 3-inning game here. He's only at 30 pitches, 2-2 count to Teodosio. And in fact, we would have a perfect game right here if he gets this guy out. I don't know if we've seen a perfect game in Imperialism. This is the 9th hitter of the game. In the 3rd inning, he strikes him out. The Rangers win. DeGrom throws a gem. Did it cost them DeGrom? Oh, it's going to be somebody good possibly, or is it going to be player 26? It's player 26 or 1. Oh, it's going to be player 1. DeGrom throws a perfect game, and he's getting eliminated. And if I remember correctly, the Rangers have already lost Eovaldi as well. But in fact, it's not going to be DeGrom. I actually think that is good for the Rangers. I mean, losing Corey Seager is abysmal. You don't want that to happen. But, ooh, I don't know. I mean, they could have gone Mackenzie Gore, but it doesn't matter now. Seager's at the top of the list. He's going down to AAA. And replacing him is going to be Darian Blanco. That is a huge loss for the Rangers, and honestly, that might just kill their chances of winning. The Rangers definitely can't afford to play a ton more games because they don't have that many players to lose, but they are actually going to be going back to back. Let's see if the Rangers can do anything without Corey Seager. Who are they going to have to play? If they go south, they actually have a chance because they're taking on the Miami Marlins, who are at full strength, but Marlins definitely the worst team left. Even without Corey Seager, Rangers are going to try to do something in the first. Josh Smith is going to smoke that ball. Marlins do get Sandy Alcantara, who is a good pitcher, but Josh Smith gets a huge double off of him, and it's time to see if they could come through. Obviously, if Seager was batting right now, you'd feel a lot better, though. Oh, Jake Burger strikes out, so even though they get the double, it doesn't do anything for him. However, Rangers still get DeGrom coming off the perfect game. What will he do in this one? And I think DeGrom is going to get a clean first inning. Evan Carter makes the play. So a quick 1-2-3 for DeGrom. And if the Rangers can't hit without Seager, it's going to be a battle, I guess, of who gets to the bullpen first. DeGrom's perfect streak is gone. He's given up back-to-back doubles, and this one is going to drive in a run as well. Owen Case comes through, and the Marlins in their first game might be showing up and taking down the Rangers, who have had a really good run in this Imperialism. Rangers are not out of this yet either. They've loaded the bases with Cole Winup in a broken bat. Josh Young makes a bad step and that ball's down. Marlins are going to be up 2-0, and the bases are loaded still. Marlins a strike away from winning this year. They show up late. They take a bunch of land. They get to Jacob DeGrom. They're going to lose a player, but maybe they are competitors in this Imperialism. Marlins managed to be in a good position simply by not losing anybody so far, which is not a bad place to be. But are we going to have back-to-back spins of player one going away? Marlins, I'm sorry, but you might be a one and done. But maybe not, because Yuri Perez is the #1 player, and they actually started Sandy last game, and he did perfectly fine. So Yuri's going down to AAA, and I think the Marlins are okay. NL East showing strong with 3 teams still alive that have all won games, but the Detroit Tigers are going to be up next. If they head west, we're going to have an AL showdown for the last team left there, and it looks like that's exactly what we're going to be seeing, because the Tigers are going on to take on the Mariners. Mariners, Tigers, and both teams have just won 1 game, meaning they've only lost 1 player, and a Wu versus Screwball pitching matchup is probably going to be one of the best that we've seen so far. And Wu's going to get the strikeout to end the first inning. Screwball's going to do the exact same himself, and we might be settling in for quite a long pitcher's duel. But with Screwball giving up a hit himself to Randy Arozarena, it's a lefty matchup for Josh Naylor, who's gonna just hit that foul. Both teams getting some base runners on against these aces. Which ace is gonna crack first, or which bullpen's gonna crack first? The first ace cracking, it might be Screwball, but no, it's lined to 98 miles an hour right into a glove, and that's unfortunate. And Screwball's gonna get the big strikeout. We're on to the 3rd inning, and surely the Mariners and the Tigers are both gonna pull their ace here. Yes. Mariners pull to first. They don't have Andres Munoz, so they have to go to Cole Wilcox. Could that be the difference? At least for now, not having Munoz will be a problem, because the Mariners are now in a prime position to walk this off. But we are going to have extra innings in Seattle as Kenley works a clean inning for the Tigers. But the Mariners wouldn't walk this game off. And in fact, into the 5th inning, this game would still be scoreless as both pitching staffs were dominant. Or maybe it was just that both offenses suck. Dylan Dingler, we are finally going to have a run here, folks. It took it till the top of the 5th, but Dingler's going to drive in the run, and the Tigers are up 1-0. But the Mariners have managed to drive this run to 3rd base with 1 out. This is where they're going to come through. They're going to tie the game, and we go on to the 6th. And Robles is going to ground it up the middle. We have a tie game, and we are going into a 6th inning most likely. In the 6th inning, the Tigers would score again, but the Mariners just didn't want to go away, answering the run once again themselves. I was wondering if this game was ever going to end. Oh, Julio is gonna end it though. That ball is all the way out of here. Bottom of the 6th. The Tigers bullpen couldn't last any longer, and the Mariners are winning a marathon of a game. An insanely long game. What is the price to pay for that? It's not going to be a bad player. The 13th, that's going to be pretty good for the Mariners. We have made it here to the final 4 of our Imperialism, and the next up is going to be, I believe it's going to be the Marlins playing their 2nd game. Marlins being able to survive by just not playing any games so far, but headed east, they're going to be taking on the Braves, and this is going to be a tough matchup for them. And the Braves would keep doing what they've done all video, crushing the ball. This time off the bat of Eli White, it was feeling like the Braves couldn't be stopped. I did not expect that Eli White would be the guy to give the Braves a lead here, bottom 2, but suddenly the Braves are just 3 outs away from advancing. And just like that, Heriberto Hernandez into the gap in left field. 1 run scoring. Might we see a second as well? Could the Marlins take the lead? No, I don't think they are. It's 1-1. Why did they leave in Sale? He's still in the game. What are the Braves doing? They're choking. Braves are leaving in Sale. After striking out Jacob Marcy, though, the Braves would finally realize that maybe Sale should come out of this game. And Baldwin is going to crush the ball into left field. Are we going to see a run score to walk it off for Atlanta? Yes, we will. That walk-off is going to cost the Braves, though, and it's going to be pretty bad with their 4th best player being eliminated. So Raizo Iglesias, who they didn't even use that game, and maybe they should have, but now they won't get a chance. He's going to AAA. And then there were just 3. The Mariners, the Braves, the Phillies. Braves, though, are back up, and they're going back-to-back games that could be tough. So who will they take on? The Phillies or the Mariners? Who is it going to be? They're going to be headed south, and there's a little bit of Philly territory that's south of some Braves territory, so that's who they're going against. Sale versus Sanchez is about to be one heck of a matchup right here.
we're gonna have some great pitching matchup the rest of this way. We have Chris Sale, we have Christopher Sanchez, and we have Brian Wu, as long as none of those get eliminated before our final matchup. Although Sanchez right here at risk of walking a lefty to start this game, and that's not what you want to do with Matt Olson up. And instead, he's going to ground it. Home makes a diving play to throw to first. It's in time. Matt Olson's out. Braves might be selling here because, as we've seen in this video, having a runner in scoring position means absolutely nothing. I feel like the rate of guys getting scored when they're in scoring position is way too low, and we have a ground ball. There's one. Austin Riley, are you fast enough? Yes, you are. Braves are on the board. Oh, Matt Olson. Tim Mayza, I think he was just mentally kind of lost. Like, I would be too if I took a couple balls to the back, and just like that, Braves are up 4-0. They're cooking. Braves once again, I mean, they have their guy in Chris Sale and they rock with him. No matter what, full count to Kyle Schwarber. Braves looking to lock their way into the finals versus the Mariners right here, and yes, they will. Braves Mariners, one game to win it all. But unfortunately for the Braves, not before they lose one more player. Is it going to be somebody good? I mean, it's not going to be somebody bad in player 9. The Braves have taken a lot of hits in this video. Will it be too much? Robert Suarez is going away. The Braves bullpen takes another big hit. Who's going to attack who here? The Braves going to be home, or the Mariners going to be home? The Mariners are going to be attacking the Braves in this final game. Sale looking to work a clean first inning, and yes, he will. Will Brian Wu be able to match Chris Sale in this game? Time to find out. Brian Wu, the young rising stud ace on the mound here. Matt Olson has hit a couple home runs in this video already, so what will he do here? Who is going to win this matchup? I mean, I truly have no idea. I got my money on the Braves, though. Matt Olson! Oh my goodness! He's the most insane player I've ever seen in an Imperialism. I think that's his third home run. It's only 93.3 off the bat, but it doesn't matter if you're the Braves. You have a home run, you have a lead, you have Chris Sale on the bump. You're feeling really good. But what you don't have is Raisel Iglesias, although the Mariners on their side, they don't have Andres Munoz either. Braves not looking to be done, though. They got a runner on third with just one out, and that ball is up the middle for Austin Riley. Braves cooked Christopher Sanchez last game. Now they're doing it to Brian Wu, and I just don't know if they can be stopped. Randy's worked a full count here versus Sale. If the Mariners have any chance, they have to, like, break Sale at some point. You got to get to him. You got to get to Chris Sale. Randy crushes one. Perfect. It's gone. 3-1 game. I mean, you still have a long way to go. And who knows if the Braves are going to score more. But that's the start of the crack for Chris Sale. Now, one thing we know about the Braves, though, they're not taking Chris Sale out of this game. He's going to be rocking in this for a while. Sale, though, looking to get through the second right here. He's got a 1-2 count to Victor Robles. I mean, if he gave up one run, with how the Braves are hitting, not that bad. You can survive that. You can be okay. But will it stay at just one run? Yeah, it will. Victor Robles is looking at that ball down the middle of the plate. Will Sale get the third inning? I don't know, but Braves are in a great position. Of course, the Braves have loaded the bases here in the second inning. I don't know if they can be stopped. 2-2 count. It's going to take an insane comeback by the Mariners to make it happen. And they're at risk of walking in a run right here to make it 4-1. You can't do that. But that might be worse. No, it's going to be foul. But there's the walked-in run. Bases are still loaded. It's 4-1. Braves put up a couple more as well. It is 8-1. This is one of the most dominant runs I think we've ever seen in Imperialism. But you never know. I mean, this could be the most insane two-out comeback of all time. It's a 3-1 count. You know Sale's still in. And J.B. Crawford is swinging at that, buddy. What are we doing swinging at that 3-1? Full count. Chris Sale delivers. It's a swing and a miss. Chris Sale and the Braves, no matter who they lost, they were the most dominant team in this video, and they are our Imperialism champion. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click right here to see another. This is MLB Imperialism, but unlike other videos, every time a team wins a game, not only are they going to take the land,
they're also going to be stealing a player from the team that they beat. And starting with game one, we'd have the Cubs taking on the Rockies. And with this double by former All-Star Game MVP Elias Diaz, that would shortly be followed up by another double by Britton Doyle, as the Rockies would score the first runs of this video. But that lead wouldn't last long, as Belly would hit a 2-run home run to tie it up, and Dansby would hit one of his own, going 489 feet to give the Cubs the lead, which would be enough for them to secure the eventual win. Unfortunately for the Cubs, the Rockies don't have too much talent to take from, so they'd steal Nolan Jones to help out the lineup. And for the next matchup, the wheel would choose the Brewers, as they'd be taking on the Tigers. And with the Tigers having Screwball, this would be a massive addition to any team, and Willie Adames clearly understood the assignment, roping this double in the second inning to set up a scoring situation. But Screwball was on the mound after all, and a strikeout followed by a ground out would leave this game still tied, until Gio Urshela hit this no-doubt home run. But the Brewers would eventually score thanks to this triple and Hoskins' sac hit, leading to their win and Tariq Screwball becoming the newest Milwaukee Brewer. With the A's being the next team up thanks to this wheel spin, they'd be headed east, meaning they'd be taking on a Cubs team that now had the chance to already steal 2 players. Unfortunately for Cubs fans, neither Brent Rooker with this solo home run in the first inning or Aledmys Diaz with this solo home run of his own in the second inning were going to allow that to happen. And there'd be no Cub home run magic this time getting blown out, which would make the Cubs stealing Shota, who they just rocked. An interesting move, but it's time to find out the next matchup, which would be the Atlanta Braves headed south to take on the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Rays would strike first thanks to this Yandy Diaz double off of Chris Sale, which was then followed up by this 2-run home run from Brandon Lau, as that would be more than enough for the Rays to take home the win. However, with Acuna being on the IL, he wasn't eligible to join the Rays, so they'd settle for an ace and Chris Sale instead. Next up, we'd see a battle in the Northeast, as the Jays would be taking on the Red Sox. Yes, the Jays are in this video, even though it's a USA Imperialism. And ironically, thanks to this triple by Vlad Jr., the Jays would take down the Red Sox and steal a Canadian of their own to join their team in Tyler O'Neill. And the next spin would see the Angels taking on the Dodgers in a battle for both LA and for the Angels to get a chance to bring Ohtani back home. Although it would be a tough battle to take down the Dodgers, Tyler Anderson was pitching a gem, and with this game scoreless in the top of the 6th, Zach Neto would break that tie with a solo home run, but the Dodgers were not going to be held scoreless, as Mookie would come through when it mattered the most, driving in a run to tie up the game, and then Miguel Rojas would walk this game off in the bottom of the 10th inning, as Ohtani would not be returning home to the Angels. He would be joined by former teammate Zach Neto on the Dodgers. The next team that we would land on would be the White Sox, and going on the road to face St. Louis, it was time to go ahead and get the White Sox off the map early. At least that's what I thought, until Dominic Fletcher hit this 2-run home run in the 5th inning. Unfortunately, a great start by Crochet would fall apart, with the Cardinals tying it back up, until Andrew Vaughn would hit this no-doubter. I'm not sure where this offense was for the White Sox during the regular season, but it was here now, and they'd go on to blow out the Cardinals 7-3, dealing Wilson Contreras in the process. So the team who won the last Imperialism video in the Cardinals lasted just 1 game in this one. That's the way baseball go. And the next battle we had would be in the state of California, with the A's taking on the Dodgers, 2 teams that have already stolen players to their team. But Neto would come through again in this Imperialism, this time just for a different team, as his 2-run home run in the 3rd would give the Dodgers the lead in the eventual win. And they're going to be stealing Mason Miller to lock down the back end of their bullpen. The Dodgers have already made 2 upgrades. I don't know. That's kind of unfair. Next team up is going to be the Brewers. If they head south, they're taking on the Dodgers, but no, they're going to go west and take on the Minnesota Twins. And William Contreras would immediately crush a home run off Pablo Lopez to give them an early lead, but that wouldn't last. Twins tie it up. Carlos Santana, my word. Bottom 5 tie game in Minnesota. Also, just realized the Brewers, having stolen Screwball from the Tigers, decided not to use him. I don't know why that happened, but he's just sitting there in the bullpen at 97 overall, ready to rock whenever he's needed. And he would eventually be used, as the Brewers went from Peralta to Screwball to Devin Williams to get this game to the 11th inning, where William Contreras would once again give the Brewers a lead. The Brewers may be a favorite right now, especially if they get another upgrade from the Twins. Devin Williams has to not be playoff Devin Williams, but he is! First pitch off the wall. It's gonna be a double. It'll be a tie game, and the Brewers, just like that, on the brink of elimination. It would take a few more innings, but the Twins would eventually walk this one off as Scooball would join his third team of the video in the Minnesota Twins. What team will be next? It is going to be the Rangers. That's my team. I want to see them win one of these Imperialisms. I can't lie. I'll be a little biased. What direction are they headed? If it's south, it might be GG, but instead they're going to be headed north, which means they'll be taking on the Royals. Simeon, did he get it over the head? He did. First run of the game in the top of the sixth. We have DeGrom and Lugo, and it has been an absolute pitcher's duel. But Bobby Wood Jr. would not be ready for the Royals to go down without a fight in this one. Rangers with the go-ahead run on third. Extra innings. Another extra inning game. I hope it does not last near as long as the last one. The pitch runner comes in, and Bobby Witt goes home. What is he doing? It is 2-1 Rangers, and there's not even an out. But the Royals would once again tie this game back up. Wyatt Langford, top 11. Rangers are going to take back a lead. I'm going to be honest. I want the Rangers to win. Langford's out at third. What is going on? They scored 2. I want the Rangers to win, but I also don't want a game that takes 2 hours to finish like the last one. And that's a base hit. Oh my goodness. We're going to go to the 12th inning, aren't we? I know how it goes. It's scripted. Wait. They did a squeeze. Oh, no. No. Why did we squeeze with the bases loaded? Wow, Rangers win it. I was wrong. The Royals didn't come back. We didn't get a 12th inning. Rangers take home the win. And the Rangers would take over a large swath of the Midwest, along with Bobby Wood Jr. And the next team up will be the Blue Jays. And for Tyler O'Neill's debut on the Blue Jays, they are going to be headed west. Bases loaded for the Blue Jays, and the newest Jay is up to bat, Tyler O'Neill. Does he come through for him? Not with a swing like that on a pitch down the middle. Oh my goodness, it looks like he's looking for a hole in his bat. There might be one. No, he swings and misses at a curveball in the dirt. Is that gonna get up the middle? Lindor off the glove. No. Oh, he was almost out. I forgot how slow Kirk was, but the Blue Jays do score. But Tyler O'Neill would show up big in his first game with the Jays, crushing this home run to give the Jays a commanding lead late into this game. If the Jays win this, they'll have quite a bit of land and already have stolen 2 players. The Jays could be a sneaky team. They already got Tyler O'Neill. I assume they're going to take Francisco Lindor from the Mets. Maybe Edwin Diaz. I don't know. We'll have to look and see. But it may not be over yet. Back to left field, and he makes the catch. Jays get the win. And they would take Lindor to bolster the Jays offense. Who will be next? Let's find out. That is going to be none other than the Giants. And they're going to be attacking north. Are the Mariners going to strike first? Julio into down the foul line, I should say. Not into a gap. That's a double. Mariners take an early lead, and they have great pitching, so that may be all they need. And is that going to do it? Matt Chapman is not going to hit a home run. The Mariners win. Logan Gilbert complete game shutout. Wow. So the Mariners would get some much-needed offense in Matt Chapman. Who will be next? None other than the Marlins getting their first chance in this Imperialism. They are going to be attacking north. Is that going to do it? That is over the third baseman's head. The Marlins are going to score first on an RBI single from Jesus Sanchez. Rays on upset alert already. Josh Lowe! They take the lead! Darren Mink, my boy, gives up the home run. So maybe he shouldn't be my boy. You know what? Team Rays, let's get it. Oh, he didn't catch it. Is that going to be a tie game? It might be. The throw comes in. They didn't send them second and third. Oh, a double play. He beat him back. I think No way he got him on that. Why was he lazy to get back? Well, unfortunately, the Marlins don't have anybody great, but they do have Jake Berger, which is better than Morel. So, ironically, after causing the double play with Jake Berger not getting to the bag and being tagged out by Morel, Berger's now going to replace Morel on the Rays. We are getting down on teams, and the next team up is going to be the Dodgers. They're going to get another chance to become even better. They're already so good. Which direction will they be attacking? That'll be south.
That's ball four.
Oh my goodness. Darvish has walked the bases loaded in the second. No matter what happens, he's already at 32 pitches. Doesn't have it out in the second. The thought of the Dodgers with Fernando Tatis in my head already is a little disgusting, but that is not going to be deep enough to score a run. I don't think. He had a weird spin though, and it is. The Oscars fast enough. Dodgers take an early lead. He's at 30 pitches this inning. This is not good for you, Darvish. This could be all the Dodgers need. It really could. Let's not forget, they have Mason Miller on the team now. It's down into the corner. One scores. Is it going to be a second? Yes. The third run is going to be absolutely toast, but they score two and go up 3-0. Tatis is 1 out away from being a Dodger, and I don't know who will beat the Dodgers at that point. Cronenworth will pop up into left field. The catch is made. The Dodgers win. The next game up would feature the Astros for the first time, as they would be taking on the Rays, who now had Chris Sale. Are the Astros going to score off of this? A ball down the line with a runner on first? Does not look like it, but Chris Sale is going to have a jam to work out of. And it's down. That is going to score two. Astros are going to take a huge lead. Jordan couldn't do it. Kyle Tucker does. Oh no. This Jordan home run in the 9th inning would be all the Astros would need to secure the win in this game, and Sale would also be joining his third team of the video, as the Astros would take a stronghold in the South. And next up will be none other than, I thought it was going to be the Dodgers again for a second, but it'll be the Phillies. We got a ton of teams left in the Northeast, so who are they going to attack? They're going to be headed east, which means they're going to be taking on the Yankees. Oh man, this will be a good game. Trey Turner off Garrett Cole in the first inning. Phillies take a lead. Wow. Bases loaded for Jazz. Now, here's the problem for the Phillies. Yes, they're winning. Even if they get out of this, they do. That was Zach Wheeler's 79th pitch in the 3rd inning. That's going to be a problem. Oh, it's not a strikeout. It mustn't be the playoffs, because Aaron Judge comes through. Yankees on top. And they go back-to-back. Why is Zach Wheeler pitching in this game right now? Do not know. Things have gotten interesting in the 9th. Luke Weaver to Bryson Stott. A home run will tie this game up, but a strikeout will end it. The grand slam was the difference. Garrett Cole with about 140 pitches till Luke Weaver came in there, but the Yankees get the win. So Bryce Harper would be joining the Yankees, the place he always belonged. Next team up, none other than the Blue Jays once again. Yo, the Jays are putting together a pretty good team. The Jays, which direction will they be attacking? It's going to be west, which means they're going to take on the Yankees, who just had a huge win themselves. Oh, Juan Soto. My goodness. Tyler O'Neill, he's tied it up. I thought that was going to be a catch, but instead, Tyler O'Neill ropes a double. We got a 2-2 game. And the Jays, if the Jays add Garrett Cole to their rotation, they're going to have a lead and be in position to do that. They could be nasty. They've added Tyler O'Neill, and he got the second. They've added Lindor. They just need a pitcher. Yankees, they got a chance to tie it up. Trevino sends one to a gap. That's gotta tie it, right? Does it not? The pitch. Ground ball, first base. Jays get out of it, but we still got baseball to go. Volpe into a gap. It's not gonna be a home run, but it will be a double. Maybe a triple, a bad throw. There's a chance. He's in at third. And there it is. Tie game. Soto comes through. Yankees back in the driver's seat. But that driver's seat would not last long, as the Jays would take back the lead in extra innings. It's a full count with Bryce Harper on deck. Don't forget about him. The pitch from Chad Green strikes him out. Jays win. The Jays' conquest of the Northeast continues, and they're going to get even better, as Garrett Cole would be joining a Jays team that has added a ton of talent already, which would bring us to our next game with the Pirates taking on the Guardians. The Guardians are guardianing, if that's, I don't know if that works like that, but they hit 2 ground balls that went for hits and then hit a double play. Oh no, Guardians. Oh no, they guardian too much. They hit too many ground balls. Sometimes you got to pull a ball in the air. Joey Bart, it's going to be fair. Pirates are going to take the lead here. And imagine the Pirates getting a boost like Jose Ramirez. They're up 2-0. Oh, Nick Gonzalez. Did he hit a home run? That's got to be out of here, right? Tanner Bibby's getting cooked. Pirates up 4-0. And there it will be. Steven Kwan is going to pop up. Pirates are going to blow out the Guardian. And with that blowout, the Pirates would be forced to venture into Ohio. But they would get J-Ram. Next up, who do we have? We're going back to the Rangers. Are we about to get our Rangers-Astros matchup? It happens once in these videos, just about every time. Which direction will they attack? It's going to be the West. And this World Series rematch of 2023 would begin with the Diamondbacks striking first. Rangers top 8 finally have their first hit. Yes, they've been no hit by Zach Gallen. Let's see if he stays in the game now. Are they going to pull him after giving up 1 hit? They are. So maybe this is the Rangers' chance. Maybe the Diamondbacks bullpen locks it up. But the Rangers would not tie it up and would be down to just 3 outs to stay alive in this video. Bobby's gonna send that. Is that gonna be in a gap, or will it be caught? Oh my goodness, a diving catch for the Diamondbacks to win. Oh wow. So Bobby would be on his 3rd team as well, as the Southwest was fully controlled by the Diamondbacks now. Who will be next? We're getting down to it. It's gonna be the Mariners, a team that could use some offensive upgrades, and to do that, they're gonna have to beat the Dodgers. Are the Mariners gonna score in the first off Ohtani? They pulled a hit and run. It was a perfect into a gap. Julio has speed. It will be. With 2 outs, top first, Mariners take a lead. Miguel Rojas tie game. Of all the Dodgers hitters, not the one I would have expected to tie it up, but here we are. And that is gonna be a fair ball. Will Smith may have just blown this game open. There's 1 run. There's going to be a second. There's the second one. Dodgers up 5-2. And thanks to this perfect by Ohtani, the Dodgers would walk off the Mariners and steal Julio Rodriguez as they take over the Pacific Northwest. I got to be honest, I don't know how anybody beats the Dodgers. And next up will be the White Sox. Hey, maybe they can keep getting better and eventually go up against the Dodgers, but that could be right here. They are going to be headed to the South, which is going to put them up against the Astros. That's going to be tough. Wilson Contreras, the newest White Sox in his first game, has given the White Sox a 2-0 lead off Chris Sale in the Astros in the first inning. Whoa. And there you have it. White Sox win 6-0, and they're about to get an Astros player. I'm guessing Al Tucker or Jordan are going to make the most sense. They don't need Chris Sale that the Astros have because they already have Garrett Crochet. And the next team up is going to be the Blue Jays once again. Man, they are playing so many games. And they're either going to be going south or they're going to be going west. Blue Jays gonna be attacking to the south. So Orioles gonna get their very first game of this video. And Santander's gonna hit a sac fly. Orioles gonna score first. The Jays, who have been getting better and better, they got Cole on the bump. Maybe they've met their match here. Spencer Horowitz, is he gonna tie this game up for the Jays? It's gonna be close. I think that's for sure gonna be, and a double. Corbin Burns giving up the run. He's gonna get pulled. George Springer's gonna bloop one in. Jays are gonna take a lead in the 7th. The Jays do not go down quietly. They got a lead. Wow, Blue Jays take home the win. Hey, maybe if there's a team that can beat the Dodgers, it's Garrett Cole, it's Francisco Lindor, Tyler O'Neill, and whoever they're about to add from the Orioles. I'm guessing maybe Gunnar, maybe Adley. We'll have to take a look and see. Less than 10 teams left. The next one is going to be the Reds, finally getting their first chance to play. And they are going to be headed to the West, which means they got to take on the Dodgers. Miguel Rojas, bottom one, a home run. The Dodgers feel inevitable at this point. But down to their last 2 outs until being eliminated, the Reds would strike as this TJ Friedl double would set up a sac fly to make this just a 1-run game. He has made Kopech throw. This is the 9th pitch of this at-bat right here. France is fighting. Is he gonna fight enough? He is. We have a tie game in LA. Top of the 9th inning, and they're not out of it yet. Tie France double. Reds tie it up. Uh-oh. Could the upset be happening? The Reds, top 10, shut down the Dodgers bottom 9, and they're going to take a lead. There's one down. Freddie Freeman flies out the center. We have 1 out. He is going to tag up and go to 3rd. They got him, double play. Gavin Lux tagging up to try to set it up for Miguel Rojas to drive in the run. Down to his last strike here. Could be the biggest upset we've seen in a long time. And he gets him. Alexis Diaz strikes him out. Down go the Dodgers. What? And with the Dodgers going down, the Reds would steal Ohtani and suddenly have some of the most land in this video. With the Dodgers gone, this entire video has just changed. And I don't think any of the teams left were expected, just like the Pirates. And the Pirates are going to be headed south, which means they're going to be taking on the Washington Nationals, getting their first game of this video. And in their very first game, the Nats would rough up Paul Skeens and cruise to an easy win as the Ohio curse would carry on into this Imperialism as well, with the Nats stealing J-Ram in the process. 6 teams left. Winner of this next game guaranteed to be in the top 5, and it'll be the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are going to be taking on the Reds or the White Sox. And headed west, they are going to be taking on the Reds with Shohei Ohtani. The Diamondbacks would strike first in this game off of Ohtani in the 5th inning, and they would never look back from this moment. Steamrolling the Reds thanks to all the players they've stolen so far, and Ohtani would be going back to the D-backs, bringing the most land left in this Imperialism with them. Win, and you are one of the final 4 teams remaining, and it's gonna be the Twins taking on none other than headed west. Heading west means that the Twins have to take on Ohtani and the Diamondbacks. Is Ohtani gonna move to another team already? Willie Castro, first batter of the game. He's going yard off of Ohtani. Oh my goodness. Twins, they haven't played in a while, but they're here to play. Ketel Marte off of scoop ball. Diamondbacks have a lead. Twins down to their final strike. They've gotten absolutely dominated by the Diamondbacks. And there it is. The Diamondbacks, they got Ohtani. They got Bobby Wood Jr. They're about to steal another player. Maybe this is their Imperialism to win. 4 teams left. Who will be playing next? That's going to be the White Sox. They will be attacking to the east, meaning they're taking on the Nationals. A-Ram coming through for the White Sox. He may have struck out his first AB, but he comes through in a massive way here. They score 1. They score 2. Nationals on top 2-0. Top 9, 2 on for the White Sox. Will the Sox stay alive and take somebody from the Nats? They got Jose Ramirez. Oh my, 2 down. But it's Lou Bob up. If there's a guy who's going to drive in 2 runs, possibly 3, it's him. And, oh, this could be close. It might be a close play. Luis Robert is not fast enough. The Nationals win. So the Nats would stay alive and steal Crochet to give them an ace to lead their rotation for these final crucial games of this video. There were just 3 teams. I bet you didn't expect these 3 final teams. And we have the Nationals, They get to use crochet. Who will they be attacking? Will it be the Blue Jays? Will it be the Diamondbacks? And headed west, it'll be the Diamondbacks. Bobby Witt Jr., we have a tie game in Arizona. He does not want to become a Washington National. He's happy in Arizona, tie game. Christian Walker has crushed the ball, and it's out of here. Bottom of the fourth inning, and the Diamondbacks have blown this game open. There it is. Diamondbacks win. They dominate and get another win. This is a completely different Diamondbacks team right now with how many players they've sold. And I don't know if the Blue Jays, the final team left besides the Diamondbacks, have any chance of winning. So with J-Rim on the Diamondbacks now, it was time for the final game. And a battle for the USA. It was the Diamondbacks versus a Canadian team in the Blue Jays. Here we are, Diamondbacks versus Blue Jays. It all comes down to this. Who will be the Imperialism winner? Both teams have tons of new players. On the Jays side, we got guys like Lindor, Tyler O'Neill, Gunnar Henderson, Garrett Cole. Diamondbacks, of course, they got Bobby Witt Jr., Shohei Ohtani, Jose Ramirez now that they just stole from the Nationals. So these teams are wildly different. Uh-oh, Vlad Jr. into a gap off of Ohtani. Nathan Luke's beat out an infield single, and is he going to score? I think he will. Play at the plate is too late. Blue Jays take the first lead. Oh, Jock Peterson, Diamondbacks have a lead. Garrett Cole comes out. Jock Peterson, the first batter after. We have a home run. That is going to drop in. Moreno is going to extend the Diamondbacks lead. They're trying to get the 30. Won't though. Got too aggressive, but Diamondbacks up 3-1 now. Byron Buxton, 3-run home run. Diamondbacks, they are just unstoppable. I gotta be honest, it would be a little weird if a Canadian team won an Imperialism video. So, you know, I may have to pull for the Diamondbacks to finish this out. It's gonna be tough no matter what if they blow a 9-run lead at that point. Just gotta give it to the Jays. I don't think that's gonna happen, but a 3-1 count. You walk by Junior, things get interesting. Bases loaded for Tyler O'Neill. I mean, if there is a chance for a comeback, it does start with a grand slam or at minimum a base hit here. AJ Puck does not look good. 2-2 count to Tyler O'Neill, stolen from the Red Sox. He's gonna strike out. And Kirk will drop one in. Pass the torch off to the next man. 10-2, 10-3. Runners on the corners. Springer up. I gotta be honest, I don't know if I've seen a Springer hit in this entire video. And he's down to the last strike. Looks at a fastball down the middle. Springer has done little to nothing for the Jays. And he is going to end their attempt at winning the Imperialism. Diamondbacks win. They steal all the players and they win the Imperialism.